Welcome listeners here on City Park Radio and viewers on the AFL Tas YouTube live stream to UTAS Stadium. Starting just a few minutes late here this afternoon. We just had a really pulsating women's semi-final. It was scores level with about 5 minutes to go, and South Launceston scored a goal and a behind in the dying minutes to win 4-4-28 to Deloraine 3-3-21. And now the scene is set for the major semi-final in the NTFA Premier League men's competition between the home team, North Launceston, undefeated in 2 years, and the Blues, who are just running out onto the ground now here on UTAS Stadium. My name's Dave Moore. You're listening to City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5. And in the commentary box, first of all, introducing Rob Soward. G'day, Rob.
G'day, Dave, and welcome, listeners. What a magnificent spring day here in Launceston for the two dominant sides in this competition this year. The undefeated for 2 years, as you've said, North Launceston outfit, and Launceston, who are getting closer to them every week, but have got it all to do today.
In the stats chair today, instead of the boundary, Tony Webb making his debut as stats man. G'day, Tony.
G'day, Dave. G'day, Rob, and g'day, listeners.
Different view up here?
It is, yeah. 4 floors up instead of right level to the ground. That's brilliant for that. Now, welcome back to Chris Thayer, who's come back from holiday to join us, isn't it? We'll
get to him in a second, but I just want to say that Dave Gruber is watching his beloved Hawks this afternoon.
Is he?
So he's at home in the armchair. So, yes, as you flagged, it's Chris Thayer who's back from his holidays, refreshed and tanned. Good afternoon, Chris Thayer.
I don't know about tanned. Tell you what, I was travelling up and down the eastern states of Australia. Quite often on a Saturday afternoon I'd see a local footy game, and it's great to see, even in Queensland with those funny goal sticks and that funny game they play up there. It really is, community footy of any sort is fantastic, isn't it? A lot of the footy clubs are combined with netball clubs up there too, I found interesting.
I reckon you're down playing your tan. You look like George Hamilton from here, where I am, that's for sure, mate. You've had a good holiday. Good on you.
I did. And it is really strange to see this building in front of me completely empty. I mean, there's no one on the other side of the windows here. It's very strange. It's the North Launceston Function Centre, of course. Beautiful day here, 15 degrees. It's a spring day. Not a cloud in the sky. Yeah, a few clouds around, but it's a beautiful sunny day. Slight wind favouring the railway ring, but I don't think it's going to affect the game at all. I was also going to say earlier today I was watching just highlights of the grand final 2021, just post-COVID. A lot of the crowd were wearing masks. Of course, it was these two sides, and Launceston won that day. It was a very different North Launceston side to what we see today, and they're the yardstick, aren't they, North? And each time these two teams meet, Launceston would take it on as a challenge to beat this side, and the challenge is there again today. Tell you what, I wouldn't mind saying that Launceston might get up today.
Okay, picking an upset there, Chris. But there is a late change for the Launceston side. Ryan Tyrrell is out of the selected team through injury, and Rudy Schoenmaker comes in for the Blues. Not aware of any late changes in North Launceston. I think they are as selected. But I'll tell you what, Rob, the back line for Launceston has taken a bit of a beating from last week. There's no Ryan Tyrrell, as we just said, and Jacob Boyd out with that bad knee injury, a dislocated knee, and also ligament damage. He's out for a good period of time, so they'll miss those two down back.
Yeah, they will, and they're massive outs. It's not just in terms of today, but for the season. I mean, Tyrrell, he's obviously got to come back, but when you lose two key pillars of your back line, premiership players at that leaves a massive hole. And picking up what Chris Sayer was saying, they're getting closer to them, Launceston, but their efforts seem to be cooled by injury. So that's the challenge. Every time they play them, they've got to do something different. I mean, what's worked, what hasn't worked so far, got to keep trying things, and they've got a great stage to do that on today.
Absolutely, and the teams have met 4 times this year, and the 2 games at Windsor Park have been narrow losses to Launceston by 11 points and 13 and 15 points respectively. But the 2 games here, Rob, have been 80 points in round 2 and 46 points in round 11. So no doubt that North Launceston play well here. They like to get out and run and rebound from half back, whereas the Blues struggle a little bit on the expanse of UTAS Stadium.
Yeah, they do. And the thing that we talked about last year, obviously in the last year of the state league and this year in the NTFA, Dave, the way they move the ball on this big ground is something to see. And it's if you're a football neutral, as we all are, you sit here and you marvel at the way they move the ball from end to end. They've got some absolute class players. That said, though, what the Launceston coaching panel and players have to do is make them do something different. So, just little things like Man, Fletcher Bennett, I'm going to give him the nickname the teacher because he marks everything.
Yes.
He marks everything. Don't let him play by himself. Man him up. Those half-back flankers that move the ball so well for them. Make them be accountable.
Now, Chris, we've had the toss of the coin in the centre of UTAS Stadium.
Yes, Alex Lee won the toss. North Launceston going to kick to the city end.
Okay, so I'm not sure that any breeze really favours
I don't think there's any sort of breeze that's going to be of consequence to the game. I checked with North, there are no changes to their side.
Okay, as selected North Launceston, that one change, as we said, for Launceston, Ryan Tyrrell's replaced by Rudy Schoenmaker, who is the brother of Ari Schoenmaker with St Kilda, and he also kicked a big bag of goals recently in a development league game. I'm not sure who it was against, but I think it might have been 20 goals or something ridiculous like that. So he's a handy young player to have in as a replacement. And the other one that meant out for Launceston is also Tina McCormack, who's another big defender. So I'll be interested. North Launceston got Oliver Dean, who's their big, tall marking forward, but they've got the dangerous Leary, Cox Goodger, Bailey Mitchell, that can all kick goals, Tane Thomas. So they've got a few avenues to go, Rob.
Yeah, they have, and again, that's the thing that would make you have sleepless nights if you're on the Launceston coaching panel. They've just got lots of avenues to go, and look at someone like Cox Goodger, who was a guy, absolute go-to guy. Now they've got the luxury of having him as a bit of an extra, haven't they? And what an extra to have, just a highly credentialed champion of Tasmanian football. So it's all on the Blues today.
One young player down there who's got the runner's top on for Launceston is Avery Thomas. Talked about in draft circles, copped a couple of concussions this year. The second one was quite a bad one, so he is out at the moment. I'm not sure whether he can play deeper in the finals, but we'll wait and see. We should have mentioned that the Tassie Devils have finished their season, so we've got the likes of Riley McHenry, also Toby Callow in the North Launceston team today, and in Launceston, Lucas Wooten, who was fantastic last time these clubs played. 2 weeks ago in South Launceston, he was fantastic, so he's a good young player as well.
I got scared when I went through this team list and didn't have my glasses on. I saw the name McGee. I thought Matthew McGee's playing, but it's Hunter McGee.
Yes.
So I look McGee out of the goal square. It'd be just the sort of left field thing that Launceston would do.
Absolutely. So the midfield battles will be pretty big. We've got Wooten in there. I just mentioned him. Bailey Gillow, Holfman for Launceston. The evergreen Jack Avent, exciting Michael Stingle. And looks like Cox Goodger starting in the middle block.
It's a surprise.
It's a final. And we want to be in there and mix it up straight away.
Absolutely. A player of that calibre.
And Lee and Farquhar in the ruck contest. And Farquhar recruit this year from Bridgenorth. Underway here. First quarter action, City Park Radio and the AFL Tas live stream. Here's Rob Soward.
The prize awaits the winner, a berth in the grand final. Goes over everyone's head. So, umpires found a free kick early, and that free kick will be to the Blues. High tackle.
Man Wooten with those lime green boots. You won't miss him today, Rob.
I was going to say, I almost need to put the sunglasses on. Wooten sinks the lime greens into it, sends it wide. Launceston have the numbers. First inside 50 to the Blues. Hines, great mark. Oh, I thought he had it, dropped it right on the boundary line. Good defensive pressure there from the Bombers. Must have gone out on the full.
Free kick holding the ball against Hyatt.
Moved on quickly there by North. They look to set up here. Coming out towards us. Maybe, yes. Long kick in the Simpson direction. Sam Simpson tunnelled under it. Jeffries, good pressure from him. Lost him at the moment in the pocket. That's out of bounds.
So for our listeners and viewers, Rob and I are just a little bit obscured by the old Northern Bombers function room there. And Tony is our go-to man when it reaches that little area of the ground.
Ball's been thrown in about. Watch the ruckman.
In the ruck contest, we've got Alex Lee and Dylan Farquhar. They'll be going at it pretty much the whole day, I reckon. Lee won the tap to Cox Goodger on his right foot, not favoured. Up the wing, though, gets some distance. Hand in there was good from Atkins. Tane Thomas handballs it straight to his opponent. Now Ryan Shipp got the handball from Zach Morris inside 50. Hines takes the mark. He let out. And eyes for the ball. Trying to lay this ball there was Connor Young, who's not getting up in a hurry. Keep an eye on that. But Jake Hines, who's kicked 71 goals for the season, the coach, has a chance to get the first goal for the Blues. And as we know, the first goal in a final's pretty important to settle those nerves. So Jake Hines should be bread and butter from this distance, right in front. Breeze going from his left to right. Oh, it's not a great kick. It's a poor kick. In fact, it goes out of bounds on the full Rob Soward, not the start the Blues would want.
No, he had a Dennis Lilly run up, and I know the younger listeners might know who Dennis Lilly was, but I'll tell you what, he almost had a 400-metre run up there. He was certainly working on it. Young limping off. That's not a good sign for the Bombers from the vice captain. Interesting to see from Chris what happens there. North have transitioned the ball beautifully. Have an inside 50. Dean underneath it. Nudged off it. Morris involved. Ball comes out. Leary's there. Pressure on Jaden Hines. Ball belted out long. Juggled, not taken. Thought that might have been a mark there to North Launceston. He was asking the question, was Toby Callow. Ball moved out quickly. Launceston good on transition. Away they go. On the wing position. Long kick into the forward line. Hines the target. Good punch there from the defender in Ives. Sits for Launceston. Shot on goal. Just off line.
Big ruckman Farquhar there. Really. A chance to go on the run.
Lurking dangerously, so Hopkins is scoring for Launceston.
Interesting the use of Archie Wilkinson. We get time to talk a pre-game. He's up forward, but he can be swung in defence. He played there with the state team this year. So a lot of goals this year as Archie Wilkinson is. Lockie Mitchell has it in defence, gets it to Bales. He'll launch on that left foot here, no doubt. No, he goes by hand to the back pocket. Finds connection with McHenry. McHenry long kick up here in the turn Thomas direction. He trails it over the boundary line. And a few spectators on the far side enjoying the spring sunshine, Rob.
Yeah, it's a magnificent day here. We've had a bit of rain, haven't we? As you know as a meteorologist. Bit of rain the last couple of weeks. A beautiful sunny day today before the rain returns tomorrow.
Ryan Shipp with the kick. Taken now by Thomas. Tackle from behind. Has a bit of strength to get out of it. No, holding the ball, says the umpire, against Thomas. And I'd say Archie Wilkinson is definitely playing up the ground at the moment. He's on the defensive side of the wing.
Blues got some decision making to make here. North have cut off inside and along the line, so they're going to go just long down the line. Hines a target. Bennett was there. Ball out of bounds. Down to Chris shortly when he gets an update on Connie Young. Jane wouldn't like to see anything major there with one of their key defenders.
He's up and about there on the boundary line.
I'd say he did the ankle, judging by the way he walked off.
Could be, and they can come right if you just keep them warm. There's a boundary throw in. Lee tries to flip it over the back. But we're going to get another stoppage. No, Avent got it out. Stingall. Now with a throw there, says the umpire. Going to come back to the Blues and they can launch another attack. They've been good early. No goals on the boys yet. Palfreyman off to Morris. Kick to the hot spot. Who have they got there? Conway. He gets a bad bounce. Faulkner's in there for the Blues. He lays a tackle on a North Launceston defender. And it's holding the ball. Great tackle, Lenny Faulkner. Pretty sure it's the number 14 there that'll emerge. Spent some time in the seconds this year. He's come back into the senior team. And a chance to get the first goal.
That's the fifth free kick to Launceston. North Launceston so far.
Thanks, Tony. Inside 50s?
It is 2-0.
Okay. All the play so far. Launceston for the first goal of the game. 20 metres out. Pretty much directly in front. Lenny Faulkner has kicked it. And there's excitement amongst the Blues as they get the first goal on the board. 1-1-7. Leading North Launceston yet to score. We'll get down to Chris Sayer before we get a comment from Rob on the condition of Connie Young.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's just running it out. The trainers weren't paying much attention to him. I think it was his knee too, Tony, but he's moving all right. I don't think it'll be long before he's back.
And that's the start the Blues wanted, Rob.
Yeah, it is. That's good news too for Young. But yeah, just the start they wanted. I mean, again, you've got to come out and throw everything out North. I mean, what do they say? You want to be the champion, you've got to knock the champion out. So I don't mean that in a pure boxing sense. But you've got to come out figuratively. You've got to come out and throw everything at them, and that's exactly what they've done so far.
Back in the middle, Farquhar wins the tap. Wouldn't try to take it with him. We can get a secondary ball up here. The umpire's letting it go. The umpires today, by the way, Tom McEntee, Ollie Pye, and Jacob Anderson. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Here's Rob.
Ball comes away. Cox Goodger gives it off by hand. Long kick. Probably bounced just outside 50. Morris underneath it. Couldn't hold it. North trying to pursuit. Player there almost had his jumper pulled off. It looked like Bailey Mitchell underneath that pack. He's holding the ball.
6 free kicks now, Tony.
Yes, it is.
A little unlucky, I thought, but anyway.
I thought Morris dragged the ball back under him.
Morris picks out Wilkinson. Archie Wilkinson, the ex-Hillwood Shark, sends it long. Hines underneath it. Ball goes over the back. North got the numbers. Good tackle pressure, Launceston. Excellent tackle pressure there from McGee. He went him round about 270 degrees. A small man, but big in heart. Cox Goodyear again, another rush kick. Leary takes a mark on the wing, looks to move it on quickly, which he does. Long kick inside from the 50. Thomas in front of Jaden Hines. Hasn't got a lot in front of him. Thomas holds it up, waits for some options to appear. Now he spears it in, got an option there. Beautiful mark taken on that occasion by Declan Chugg, the skipper.
Smart kick from Thomas.
It was.
He waited, and it's almost like a basketball cut in front of the basket there by Declan Chugg, that horizontal lead.
Yeah. Beautifully done. Runs around, Chugg, and puts them on the board. First one on the board for the Northern Bombers. One goal straight, 6 trailing Launceston 1-1-7. But as Dave Moore said, really clever play there from Thomas, and I'll get him to expand on that. Chugg running the angles, finding the space.
Yeah, Dean led out, close, further away from goal, opened up the space, Chugg cut, and it was just a great delivery there from Tane Thomas, who didn't rush his kick, he waited for the right option, and Declan Chugg kicks his 42nd goal for the year, so he's having a great season once again. Declan Chugg in the leadership group here at North Launceston. Tony, what do you got for us there?
Free kicks, 6 to Launceston, none to North. In terms of inside 50s, 4 to Launceston, 2 for North.
Beautiful day here at UTAS Stadium, a cloud in the sky, the spring warmth. Up goes the footy. Lee gets it towards Bo Nash, he can't take it with him. Emerging there is Leary having a run on the ball. Goes wide here to Jake Nash, gets a bad bounce. Falls now to Jacob Kerr on the ground. Leary tackled, spits out to Ben Hyatt. Has support from Bailey Gillow, slips a little bit. Handball was effective, tried to get it to Millwood. Now Kerr, Bo Nash again. Gets an awkward kick away towards Jake Nash, can't rein it in. Wooten falls over. Handball by Price, puts his teammate under a bit of pressure. So Northern Bombers really pressuring the ball carrier for Launceston and forcing him into mistakes. Farquhar won the tap on this occasion to Wheeler. Swings a kick towards half forward, getting back and taking the mark as Ryder Bug for North Launceston.
Bug got runners, gives it off Bennett. Got other runners. Bent pumps it inside 50. Jaden Hines cuts across Cox Goodyear. Launceston defenders settle. Hines in space of the Jaden variety. Goes long. Taken there by Presnell. Half-back flank, just short of the wing. And they start to filter back, fill the space up. Thomas has chopped that off there. Beautiful long kick though, and that's exactly what he needed to do to clear the congestion. Zach Morris. Morris moves it on, got to play it forward. Can't take the mark though. Leary, good pressure. Gets rid of him, didn't have it though. Says the umpire, be a free kick. Leary stands his ground. I'm going to be careful here, he doesn't do something silly. No need for that. Player number 28, Bailey Gillow, the vice captain.
Might just be within range, Rob. He does have a long left foot on him.
He's going to let this go from the chalk at 50. Whoa. Beautiful smother. Leary runs too close to the man on the mark. Opportunity there, Farquhar. Bombers come away with it. Careless tackle.
A little bit of a pile drive there on Leary, I thought, but it's going to go the other way, I think.
Yeah, I think there was almost 2 in a row there. And free kick there to Schoenmaker, the late inclusion. Schoenmaker sends it along.
Up towards Hines, who rises from behind, off the hands of Lockie Mitchell, towards Ben Hyatt. The player to look out for today, Rob, is the one with a large number for Launceston, Harrison Millwood, number 73. Just a 16-year-old. He was in the state under-16 team this year. And that star-studded team did very well in the carnival up in the Gold Coast. So keep an eye out for him. So the boundary throw in 10 metres around from the left behind post. Wilkinson falls over. He gets back up. He can't take possession of the footy. He's still there. He does now. Gets it to Hines, who lays a tackle on Theo Ives. And rolls him to the ground. It'll be a ball up. Still 10 metres around for the left behind post. Tight start to this game. 1-1-7 the Blues. 1 goal straight North Launceston. Footy is thrown up. Lee won the tap on this occasion and out of bounds once again.
You get the feeling if it's going to be Launceston's day, as Chris Sayer, sort of teased us with, it's got to be a low-scoring game. If it's a shootout, the Bombers get it every day of the week, I reckon.
Yeah, the Bombers have definitely got more firepower up forward. A lot of players have kicked many goals this season. The Blues, their defence is one of their trademarks. Lee with the tap. Tested footy. Jake Hines with a kick to the hot spot. Gee, nearly a mark there to Presnell. Presnell onto it again. He can snap for goal. Offline, one behind. Blues 1-2-8. Lead the Bombers 1 goal straight. 13 minutes gone first quarter. Dave Moore, Rob Sauer, Tony Webb and Chris Sayer with you here on City Park Radio and the AFL TAS live stream.
Moved in quickly there by the Bombers. Nice mark taken there. Lee gives it back. Give and go there with Bales. Launceston got a bit of a wall set up. Bombers work their way through it. Clever. Nicely done. Bounces around in just outside the square. Will Gibson's on. Started on the interchange. Posh is holding the ball against Launceston. Moved on quickly by Thomas. Mark taken there by Nash. Nash sends it inside 50. Shot's good, yeah. Still got it, the old fella.
Just again, the foot skills of North Launceston, Rob. The 2 marks inside 50 now to Cox, Goodger and Chug from 2 excellent kicks, Jake Nash and Tane Thomas.
Yeah, and that's where Launceston's alarms need to be going off. Cox, Goodger. Kick this from about 45 metres when he lets it go. You know that the distance won't be the problem. Just doesn't quite work its way back. I've seen him kick some magnificent goals in this ground over the years, but that wasn't one of them today. And move on to a 1-1-7, trailing Launceston 1-2-8, 14 and a half minutes gone here.
Half time today, we're going to go through all the scores, Rob, and all the finals around Tasmania. Zach Morris kicks outside defensive 50. Hines went with the one hand, couldn't rein it in. Young back on the ground, he's tackled. There's the handball to Simpson. Here's a wrestle now, Cox Goodger. Too strong for Jaden Hines. Could he get the distance from here? He's on 50, he sets sail, Cox Goodger. Offline. Second behind in a minute for Bradley. 1-2-8 apiece here now. Earlier today, wins in the under-18s for South Launceston, in the reserves for South Launceston, and the women's for South Launceston. They've got 3 teams in the grand final. Congratulations to the Bulldogs.
There's that man who talked about Harrison Millwood, Dave, the young under-16 star. No doubt, big future ahead for him. Goes long up the wing. Jake Hines' direction, almost juggles the mark, doesn't come away with it. Lots of pressure there from the Bombers. Through the hands, Lenny Faulkner underneath it, just can't quite keep it in. He's met by a wall of Bombers there. He had Lockie Mitchell there for company.
Struggling for breath there, Lenny Faulkner. He got a bit of wind that knocked out of him.
Yeah, he did. He had a bit of pressure applied to him by the Bombers defenders. Ball thrown in. Lee, front position, belts it almost as good as a kick. Good chase down there from Millwood. Player comes in over the top. Umpire says that's mine. And that's what really impresses me about this North Launceston side. You know, it'd be easy to rest on your laurels, but they are here to play and really physical. Belted forward. It's going to sit okay there for Wootton. Gets it on the boot. Lands just outside 50. Moved on quickly there by the Bombers. Ball bouncing around. Nash back through the middle. Belted forward. Quick kick forward there from Nash. Long inside 50. Oh, almost. Millwood. Not quite. Jaden Hines under pressure. Runs into Gibson. All tunnelled along there at the moment in front there by Bailey Mitchell. Beautiful kick back inside. Another example of a perfect kick. And that's, Dave Moore talked about the first 2 and that third one. Beautifully taken there by Toby Callow.
Yeah, Toby Callow's played a lot in defence for the Devils in the last couple of years. Rob, but he's been shifted forward in the last couple of weeks for the Bombers. I think he's liking the freedom, as most defenders do, once they land up forward. And he could be a real wild card today, I reckon, for the Bombers. And he really should kick this one. He's 20 metres out, directly in front. Younger brother of Jackson Callow. Played with Hawthorn. Toby Callow kicks the goal for North Launceston. Umpire barely moves, and that's their second. And just going to get a little bit of control of this game, Rob. They're 2-14. Launceston 1-2-8. And the Blues really have to take advantage when they get it forward. If they don't, that rebound from half-back, it's going to be a killer for them. We saw the two Nash brothers involved there and culminated, as you said, in that great kick that sent it up for Toby Callow.
Yeah, you've read it perfectly, Dave. It's about taking your opportunities, and North are a side, they're going to take theirs. So if you're Launceston, you're going to want to grab that initiative and run with it and make the most of it. And we know they're going to go a lot to Jake Hines. The North defenders know that. So they've just got to be a bit smarter. Whether that's through using Archie Wilkinson, as you pointed out, I don't know.
From the middle, get to Tony Stats, the next stoppage, as Lee's got it. His kick awkward, but gets it towards half forward. Jake Nash in there in a battle with Ship. It's going to be a ball up, I'd say. So Tony, will get to you for some stats.
Yeah, at the moment, inside 50s, North have got 6. And of that, they've had 3 marks inside 50. Launceston's had 5 with 2 marks inside 50.
Okay. So it's a pretty even battle, but North Launceston have had it better the last 5 minutes. Ryder Bug, in fact, it's McHenry, who gets it inside 50. Over the back, Dean got his hands to it. The dangerous Leary will snap with the left foot, and it will be a goal, I reckon. I think Millwood got there too late, and that's trademark Brandon Leary with the left foot snap. That might be a nomination for goal of the week there from Brandon Leary. He's now kicked 54 goals for the year, and as I said, the last few minutes have been all the Northern Bombers rock.
Yeah, they have, and we talked before the game about those massive outs of that Blues defence, and the last 10 minutes have probably shown that. I mean, there's some really quality premiership player cattle out of that side, and it's very, very hard to hold that together. So, danger signs for Launceston, and they need to start seeing a little bit more from those players in the middle.
I'm interested in the clearances, Tony, because I think that's where they're starting to get on top of the Bombers.
They are. They've just edged ahead, 5-2-3.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just going to mention, Palfreyman's got to get his hands on it. They've got to get the ball out of the middle.
I don't think he's had it yet.
Yeah. No. Okay, so back in the middle, just waiting for players to get set.
There's a warning over here somewhere.
Yeah.
Might be against the runner, is it? Oh, no, there's an object on the ground.
Giving him an icy pole or something. I don't know what that is.
He's in a hurry to have it.
It's runner Scott Hawkins there, for a North Launceston Premiership player.
And back in the middle and away we go. Farquhar and Lee. Farquhar's done all right. Palfreyman through his hands. Back to Farquhar. Goes wide. It's Jeffries. Need to call him a bit more. He's been quiet. Holding the ball's the call. Bombers away. Danger, danger. 33. I think that's Gibson.
Yes.
As I said, he came off the interchange.
Got a free kick as well.
He's done well.
See what Bo Nash, there's another lime green boots boy. He's starting to really get some possessions.
He is.
There's his brother.
Chip kick to the other Nash. Connor Nash.
Jake.
Where did I get Connor Nash from? His name.
Hawthorn.
Tony
lit up there.
He did. Long kick to the dangerous position. Off hands. Jaden Hines will escort that one through. Almost ends up in the stand. A little push from the Bombers attacker there. But, danger averted on that occasion. Jaden Hines will bring it back into play for the Blues. They're under siege at the moment, Launceston. Ball slips over, goes to play on, has to go backwards and retreat, which he does. Holds up there. Blues defence under siege in the last few minutes. Zach Morris sends it long. Northern Bombers around it through the hands of Bales. Ball bounces. Oh, opportunity fumble. Quickly thrown on the boot there. That was Nash. Bo Nash. Beautiful mark taken in the last line of defence there. And Zach Morris holding firm at the moment for Launceston.
Zach Morris shifts it sideways to Jeffries. Morris, a bit of an injury cloud coming to this game. He'll be okay though. So Jeffries handballs over the top to Millwood, who'll be under a bit of pressure from Gibson. Goes back now to Jeffries. Millwood dives in. Pops out. Cleared there by Atkins. Oliver Atkins to the wing. Front position Gillow. Got his hands to it. Farquhar did okay. Spills though. Stingle quick kick. Leading out of Jackie Avex, who takes the mark. Been amongst the goals this year. Leading is Leary. Takes the mark. Never in doubt. Kick was weighted beautifully. And we know Leary has that spring from the front position, Rob.
it's very difficult to take the ball and knock the ball away from him in his position when he does that. Extends the arms.
He's got the Josh Kennedy rump.
He has. Gives me time to give the AFL score. Another pleasing moment for you, Tony.
Yeah.
4 goals straight, 24 the Hawks. 1 goal, 2-8 the Giants.
Woohoo.
So good start there for the Hawkers. The winner of that team, winner of that game, plays the Crows next week. Here's Leary.
Leary moves in off that Josh Kennedy-like run up. Staggers. Gets underneath it a little. Sits it up. It'll be offline. It's probably the one knock on Brandon's Leary game. He makes the remarkable look easy, but he sometimes makes the easy look hard. So that was one of those occasions. 3-4-22 North Launceston. Launceston 1-2-8.
As the kick comes out from Morris to Beauty to the wing, taken by Jeffries. Needs an outlet. Handballs it straight to his opponent in McHenry. He pumps it in. All taken over by Jaden Hines. Intercept mark. Goes wider. Glasses up. Finds a teammate there. And Connell McCormack, who gets it to Jaden Hines. On defensive 50, this is where North Launceston really challenge their opposition, getting out of that back 50. They do well though. Nice kick there to Gillow, who gets the 45 kick to Morris. Handball over the top, is going to put Faulkner under pressure. He felt pressure of Callow. He fumbles Callow back to Faulkner. Followed it up and handballs it out of bounds. Umpire McAfee says throw it in. There's a little bit of afters between Faulkner and Callow.
It looked like he heard footsteps there. I reckon that's what Callow said to him.
It's a pity there because they were out Launceston. But just that last possession put Faulkner under a bit of pressure as well, has to be said. 22 plays 8. 14 points the margin. Halfway through this, 25 minutes into this first quarter. Wheeler met there and a tackle. Wyatt dives in. He's tackled by Lee. We'll get a ball up.
They've been good, the Bombers. They withstood that little bit of Launceston pressure early and just starting to flex their muscles. All sits, Cox good to take it high. Umpire says play on. Just blindsided, I think. Belted forward on this occasion by Palfreyman. Haven't called his name a lot. Good pressure there from McGee. High tackle on a Launceston player. Umpire saw that one. That's against Sam Simpson.
Gillow.
And it'll be Gillow taking that one. Bailey
Pretty
Gillow.
good.
Bailey Gillow. Short of the wing. Goes inside 50. Hines tries to create some magic. Cox Goodyear, he's dropped back there now. Late stage of the term. Very well drilled outfit, North Launceston. Their attitude and their mentality is just top draw. And why they haven't dropped the game for 2 years. Ball goes up. Late in the quarter, deep inside the 50. Launceston into attack, trying to find something just before quarter time. Lots of bodies around the footy. Umpire says that's mine. Dave Moore, call it out of here.
Yep, we're deep into this first quarter. Trying to kick out of mid-air was Wilkinson. All he did was kick it out of bounds on the full. But for us, it's a good thing because it's going to clear out the congestion there. McHenry playing down back. It's the fairest in the Devils this year. Cox Goodyear bounces straight away. Chips over the top to Connor Young. He bounces once. No ill effects of that early injury. Kicks long up the wing. Ryan Shipp will get to the ball first. He's under pressure. Might be happy to see it over the boundary line, but he can't do so. But no prior. Will be a ball up. So left half forward here for North Launceston. Don't forget City Park Radio tomorrow at Youngtown. Joined by Max Walker tomorrow for the South Launceston-Longford game. Two of his ex-teams. As it's flipped out of bounds.
The Max Walker Cup. Probably
yes, we often call it that. And gee, it was a big margin last week between the two teams. Rob, 114 points, so the Tigers are really going to have to bounce back. Bulldogs will definitely start favourites, and gee, they're already in 3 grand finals. So if they can win tomorrow, they'll still be in the race for all 4 divisions in the NTFA Premier League. From the boundary throw in, Farquhar front position. Ball spits out. Kick forward. Contest there with Declan Chugg. Jaden Hines takes it with him. Long handball's a good one to Farquhar. Little fumble though. And Cox Goodyear takes him down on the tackle. It will be a ball up. And South Launceston, of course, Rob, you know, a lot of premierships, a lot of grand finals in the NTJFA. So right through the club at the moment, they're very successful.
Yeah, they do a great job of that. They have done for a number of years, to their credit.
So today, they've already taken out the under-18s, the reserves and the women's. Women's an absolute thriller. Scores level with 5 minutes remaining. And they kicked a goal and a behind in the last few minutes to win. They came from behind. They were 13 points down, I think, at three-quarter time.
And Deloraine got it all in front of them because they get to play Scottsdale or Launceston next week. We're here at UTAS Stadium and it's North and Launceston at the moment.
Yep.
Bombers 14 points up. Umpire's picked out a free kick.
I think it'll come back. It was on the kick. Rob, you might have just been following the ball, but it was going to go downfield. It is downfield.
Right. Yeah, no, I missed that one. Alex Lee's bending over, so whether he copped a late knock, but it's played downfield to Leary.
It was high contact on the kicker just after he got rid of it, so I think you'd have been following the trajectory of the footy, but just out of the corner of my eye, I saw it just as it was delivered.
Brendan Leary with that long runner. Other side of the field this time. Leary strikes it beautifully, makes the umpire work, misses again. So a couple of misses from Brandon Leary. He's usually pretty good. 3-5-23 North Launceston. Launceston 1-2-8, 28 minutes and change here at UTAS Stadium. Zachary Morris brings it in. Long kick. Goes over everyone's head. Lockie Presnell keeps it in. Nicely done. Pressure, great pressure though on Seth Pfeiffer. So not Seth Pfeiffer, I should say Lenny Faulkner. Goal scorer for Launceston. Thrown out of bounds. Thrown in here in front of our commentary position, Rob Soward, Dave Moore. Bring you the action. Tony's in the hot seat. We'll get some stats from him at quarter time. All beats everyone. Price picked out a free kick, holding free kick against Oliver Dean. Go to Farquhar. Dean giving Lee a chop out.
Yeah, Lee's gone back to full forward, Rob. Presnell now with the ball on the defensive side of the wing. Love a pinch of goal here before quarter time. Stay in this contest. Spits out to Bales. Dangerous with that left foot. Kicks towards full forward, but straight down the throat there of Jaden Hines. It's probably been Launceston's best back there this quarter. Sweeping handball to Pfeiffer. Short kick here, looking for Ships, not great. Ship will get it on the bounce. Has to kick straight away under pressure from Thomas. Up the wing, front position, that's a good mark. If the play gets up there, I think it's Simpson. Taking the mark, 45 kick, finds Chug. And they'll build again here, North Launceston. Declan Chug, inside 50, Cox Goodges there in a vessel, too strong. Oh, he dropped the mark that he should have taken. He's on the boundary line, here it is. Check side for goal, hits the post. So crowd were up and about, and so was I. Into the post, Cox Goodger, 3-6-24 to 1-2-8. Kick comes in to pole from it.
We're going to have a look at this defence at quarter time ago. Jaden, like you said, done an absolutely mountain of work back there, but when you've got a guy that's lucky to be 6 foot holding the defence together, that's a worry. So quarter time siren here at UTAS Stadium, just over 30 minutes gone. North Launceston 3-6-24, Launceston 1-2-8. Goal scorers for North Launceston, Toby Callow, Declan Chug, Brandon Leary. Launceston's goal scorer, Lenny Faulkner, just the single.
Yeah, just before we get to Tony, if you haven't said it before, you've just joined us, Ryan Tyrrell, Jacob Boyd, out for a long time, and also Tina McCormack out of that defence, and we've seen holes in that defence. We've seen them take marks inside 50, so look, it's only 16 points, but you feel like it's more than that, don't you?
Yeah, you do, and you could probably say, Dave, picking that point up, Brandon Leary kicks 2 goals instead of 2 behind. All of a sudden, it's out to 26 points.
Tony Webb with the stats.
Yeah, they're going to be interesting. Hit-outs, 10 to North Launceston, 9 to Launceston, so Farquhar's holding, going levels with Lee. Clearances, 7 to North, 4 to Launceston. Inside 50s, this will tell you the story. 14 to North, 5 to Launceston. Marks inside, 50, 4 to North, 2 to Launceston, so good turnover. Intercept marks, 2 each. Jaden Hines has got both for Launceston. And threes, Launceston leading their count 9 to 2.
Okay, thank you, Tony. What stares out to you from those stats? Looks like North Launceston, stats were pretty even early. Looks like they've got on top in a few areas.
Yeah, they did. It was pretty close earlier. In fact, in terms of the clearances, I think Launceston got 2 or 3 of the first ones, but the clearances I only count them the really decisive ones.
Yes.
But Yeah, the inside 50s is the one that's telling the story for me at the moment, 14 to 5. That's too big a difference.
This quarter-time break is brought to you by our sponsor, Brew Coffee Hut, making hot drinks for you at the game today. You'll find them behind the grandstand. Thank you for your support, Brew Coffee Hut. Quarter-time here at UTAS Stadium. It's North Launceston 3-6-24. The Blues 1-2-8. Back in a moment. Siren to signify we've got a couple minutes to go before we resume play here at UTAS Stadium. It's 3-6-24 North Launceston, Launceston 1-2-8. You've been flicking through some other scores there, Robert, some tight ones.
Yeah, absolutely. So just very, very quickly for the listeners, I know it's that time of year that people are really interested in. So in the Division 2 Seniors preliminary final, Perth 92, Campbelltown 84. That's
not over yet.
Not over yet, no. That's 1:30 start, so you wouldn't think that'd be too far away. And in the other interesting one, I'll just quickly check and refresh that. It was Lilydale 63, Hillwood 63, all square at the NTCA ground.
That was a 2 o'clock start, so we've got a bit to go there.
Yeah, a bit to go there.
Well, I'll tell you what, gee, if Campbelltown could spring a surprise there, wow, a big thing that would be. We've heard over history teams that have gone through undefeated and knocked out in the straight sets. It's been known to happen, but just got a feeling, 8 points.
92 to 84, yeah, absolutely.
See what happens. So, back to here though, Rob. Yeah, look, North Launceston, a bit of a slow start. The Blues came out and were impressive in the first 10 to 15 minutes, but the Bombers really got on top, didn't they, in the latter part of the quarter?
They did, and we might talk about some stats in a moment, but the top stat winner for Launceston is Zachary Morris, who is their key defender. So that probably tells you just how under siege they were back there. Once North Launceston get that run and gun going out of that back half, it's beautiful to watch and very, very hard to defend, and particularly when you are light on with defenders. And we can see Boyd just walking through the gate now on his crutches after that knee injury. So, all to do back there for them at the moment. But take nothing away from North Launceston. They were challenged very early, but got things back on their terms, and this could get untidy pretty quickly.
Boundary rider Chris Sayer, down to you.
Yes, I was at the Launceston huddle with Jay Collins talking about a lot of the game. Part of the game plan for this was to go one-on-ones and to get it in deeper into their forward line. A lot of the focus has been on North Launceston, of course, on the winning record, but he wants to focus back on Launceston. And another focus for them is Brad Cox-Goodyear. And he was happy with the way they held in that quarter.
Okay, thank you very much there, Chris Sayer. Just a couple of quick stats. Thanks to Darren Lovell and Damien Donnelly from the Launceston Stats team. And it was Zach Morris with 12 possessions in that first quarter. 10 kicks and 2 handballs. Jaden Hines with 7. We said that he's been one of their best. Bailey Gillow with 6. Wilkinson with 5. And they've been keeping an eye on Cox Goodger, who's had 9 possessions so far.
And I reckon Dave Gruber's just jumped on line to buy his grand final tickets. It tells me that Hawthorn are up 44-20 into the first quarter.
Underway in the second quarter. Great news for Hawks fans as Presnell gets tackled from behind. Ball spits out. Calais does well. Gets it back to Cox Goodger in the Leary direction. Up against Atkins. He's got that tough task. Bouncing footy. Tane Thomas goes in. Kicks it off the ground. Pfeiffer. He's caught. He'll see it through for a behind. So under pressure straight away, the Launceston defence. 3-7-25 now, North Launceston. To the Blues 1 goal to 8. Keep you up to date. We'll go through a full call of the card at half time for all the finals around northern Tasmania. And wider as well, northwest and south we'll have a look at as well. From the fullback line, it's Jaden Hines up here towards Faulkner. From behind, the big sprawl from Ives. Falls to Polfingman. He handballs it over the head there of Bales. Looking for Faulkner. Little fumble. Presnell back to Polfingman. Another engagement there with the footy. Hines from behind. Bailey Mitchell, Lockie Mitchell did pretty well. It's out of bounds. Chris, you got another comment?
Yeah, Will Gibson came off that last quarter a bit proppy. He's now getting his ankle strapped, right ankle. So I think he's okay. He's getting his right ankle strapped.
Thank you, Chris. And I did notice Ari Schoenmaker down there at the quarter-time huddle. Back from his time at the Saints. Back with family, no doubt. So the brother of Rudy, who's late inclusion today for the Blues. Off hands, it comes out to Stingle. He overruns it. Wooten's got it. Can't get an effective possession. Jack Avent can. He gets it here towards Jacob Kerr.
Kerr runs through the middle. Resplendent in the headgear. The boy from Winnaleer pumps it inside 50. Ball bouncing around. Dangerous position. Handball comes out. Player there under siege. Back to Kerr. Goes on goal. Just wide on that occasion. Had a little bit more time than he thought, I think, Kerr. He got himself into a really good position to get the ball back, but just a little rush on that kick. Taken there by Archie Wilkinson. They need a bit more from him. Wilkinson goes long. State representative early in the year. Young at the back, also with headgear. Punches it forward. Polfreyman. Head over the footy as it always is. Lee belts it forward for North. Taken back there by Millwood. Millwood moves it on quickly. Just plucked out of the air by Paul Prison. Been a bit more of in this term, which is exactly what we need to do. Quiet first term by his standards. In the wing position, Brody Polfreyman sends it along. The contest inside the boundary line. Hines the target. Punch. Ball stays in though. Goes back inboard from Presnell. Lee bursting through the big ruckman. Down the bottom of the pack and down past that's now.
Just breaking down at half forward, the Blues. Rob stringing the possessions together, but North back line is rock solid. Farquhar wins the tap. Gillow falls over, gets a kick somehow. And as far as Bales, and the handball now to Avent, who's been busy. Bouncing footy, eludes Leary. Back to Millwood. Handball to Holford's a good one. Goes a full 360. Kicks to half forward, but there they are. On cue, Fletcher Bennett. If it's not Bennett, it's Bales or Ives or Mitchell. They've got it set up down there. Now to Jacob Kerr. Kick to Jake Nash. He's got Tane Thomas on. He goes longer. Not a great kick. Little handball there from Morris was good to Jaden Hines. Connects with Ryan Shipp. Inside out kick. Looking for Hyatt. Misses him. Although Hyatt might get it on the rebound off the chest there of Jake Nash. Not a great handball there from Hyatt. It's going to end up here with North Launceston. Sam Simpson inside 50. Leary lets it go for Dean. Good spoil from behind on him. Comes back to Leary. Left foot. 40 out. Chips it. Finds Declan Chugg. Snaps and goals. North Launceston relentless pressure. Repeat inside 50s. And Declan Chugg has kicked his second for the day.
Beautifully called, Dave, and relentless is the word that you would use there. It was just pressure and pressure and pressure. And like I said, those folks who are used to watching the AFL pressure meter, we don't have that technology just yet, but let's just say that one would have been through the roof as they just kept that ball in there and kept giving themselves opportunities. And Declan Chugg all alone when that ball got to him, kicks a beautiful goal.
Yeah, they just couldn't work it out of defence there. And just a couple of sloppy possessions. You open the door for North Launceston, and they will come straight on through. 4-8-32 to 1-2-8.
They need two Archie Wilkinsons at the moment at each end of the ground, So ball goes up in the middle. Lee taps it down. Cox Goodger gets his hands on it. Few big, long Cox Goodger kick inside 50. Mark dropped on that occasion by Zach Morris, who's everywhere at the moment for them. Has to be. Thomas holding the ball there against North Launceston player. Moved out quickly. Mark taken there by Lenny Faulkner. Just outside the defensive 50. Faulkner goes wide to Millwood. Harrison. Millwood takes the mark.
So here it is, Rob. This is where they're having trouble.
Millwood goes long. In the direction of Wilkinson. Through his hands. Good tackle. The defensive pressure's terrific. Launceston come away with it. Paul Freeman. Little kick. Jake Hines takes the mark. At 45 metres out. He's going to go back, I reckon, and have a shot on goal.
First inside 50 for Launceston for the quarter.
6 minutes in. Hoffman's working hard, Rob. He's been involved quite a few times this quarter. He's coming off for a spell.
I'd be interested if he got a quiet chat to, because he had a very quiet first quarter by his standards. We're right behind Jake Hines here as he moves in. Usually a beautiful kick of the foot. He runs around onto that left foot arc. It swings back, but not far enough. Distance not a problem. Accuracy more so. 139 Launceston. North Launceston 4-8-32. So they're still within range. But as Dave Moore said, that breakdown in that forward 50 causing them some problems.
Harry Bales in defensive goal square. He has a play here, McHenry on the boundary line. Doesn't go to him though. Tries to go longer in the Lee and Callow direction. Callow, good extension of the arms, couldn't quite take the mark. Stingle releases the handball towards Ryder Bug, but taking it as Wooten. Back to Millwood, back to Wooten. Well done from the two youngsters. And great kick from Wooten releases Jaden Hines. Now he can run on by hand to Morris. Will be under a little bit of pressure. Kicks it straight away as a man all by himself. I reckon that's Jeffries over there. It is. He takes the footy, 30 out. Angus Jeffries kicks it, great goal. Terrific work from the Blues there. And I'll tell you what, it all started from Wooten and Millwood back here. Some good skills. The Wooten kick released Jaden Hines, and a chain of possessions ended up there with Jeffries, who finished very well.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need, Launceston.
Yes.
I mean, it's about getting the best out of themselves. And we know how clever a player Angus Jeffries is. Archie Wilkinson, I mentioned earlier, a bit of a Hillwood connection there. But there was a magnificent goal from Jeffries. As you said, Dave, from all that good work that came earlier from Millwood and others.
Chris Sayer, what do you got for us?
Dylan Farquhar has come off with a cut to just above his left eye. I don't know if it needs stitches or not, but it's there's a bit of claret.
Thank you, Chris. And that's why Seth Pfeiffer has had to step up to the ruck. There are already a few tall players down. So Pfeiffer will make it a contest against Lee, who wins it. Straight to Simpson. Kicks into the back of a teammate. That was Stingle. He gets it back to Lee. Good pressure, the Blues in the middle. Gillow, he releases a handball. Teammate under pressure, but they kept it in there.
While we're waiting for the ball up, Dave, all over Perth and Campbelltown. Perth are through to the grand final. 8-point winners.
Perth versus East Coast next week. Out it comes to Lee. Swings a kick towards half forward, getting their first ship. Tackled by Tane Thomas from behind. No prior? No, says the umpire. Tony, a few stats, please.
Yeah, clearances, 4 to North Launceston, 2 to Launceston. Inside 50s, 5 to North Launceston, 2 to Launceston.
Okay, so the Bombers get another one here through Lee. It's a shallow entry though. Well, that's a good mark nearly by Bailey Mitchell. He didn't quite take it. He's tackled from behind now. Has to release the footy. It's right underneath the scoreboard. Gibson sees it over. And AFL, Rob?
Yeah, Hawks 44, Giants 26. 4 minutes into the second term.
Okay. Just see if you can get that Rachel Lee Hillwood score in the next flick through.
I can give you that one right now. It's Lilydale Hillwood and
not Rachel Lee, sorry, Lilydale Hillwood.
The Sharks up by a goal.
Gee, and they could come from the elimination final into the grand final. But Rachel Lee are almost unbackable favourites.
Now up by 2 goals.
Okay, thank you. Leary escapes a tackle, kicks inside the attacking 50. Shoemaker's there. Oh, it's cleared everybody. I think that's Callow there with a handball. Back to Declan Chugg. He's met by a couple of Blues defenders. And it'll be a ball up in the goal square. Let's fall over like 9 pins. There it is cleared, so big chance here for the Bombers. Lee takes it. Hawkins style kicks a behind. So 4-9-33. 13 scoring shots to 5. And the Blues are 2-3-15. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas for your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Thanks to our sponsors, Elgas and Brewed Coffee Art. Yes, Rob.
That inaccurate kicking certainly keeping Launceston in the game at the moment. It's only 18 points, but as you said at quarter time, it seems much greater than that. Long kick out of defence there by Morris. The target looks like Pfeiffer underneath it.
Ball's gone out.
And in the blind spot here, thank you, Tony.
It's about 60 metres round from goal.
I reckon they need to blow that building up tomorrow, so next time we've got a nice clear line of sight.
It's now officially a construction site, UTAS Stadium, I was told today.
Ball's thrown in.
Beautifully done. Lee and Pfeiffer. Lee gives Cox Goodyear a run at it, can't quite trap it. Butters up, comes back again as he, just his effort is just terrific. Brad Cox Goodyear underneath the pack. Right on the chalk at 50. So we've played 11 minutes here at UTAS Stadium. Rob Sauer, Dave Moore, Tony Webb and Chris Sayer. 4-9-33 North. Launceston 2-3-15. Launceston win that. Back towards the middle. Luge, McGee. Nicely done by Wooten. Has a bounce, has another bounce. Set sail from 50. Wooten goes for home. It's offline, it'll be a boundary throw in deep in the forward pocket.
Getting up there for goal today, Rob, that one. Beautiful work there, breaking the lines by Wooten.
Yeah, they hit Conway free though, forward, 20 metres out.
True.
Probably should have passed.
Quick update on Dylan Farquhar, Chris.
Yes, he's patched up and they're back on the ground.
Good news for Launceston. Archie Wilkinson's going to take the ruck contest. Blues need to get scores out of these inside 50s because they're not going to get a lot today. Here's Wilkinson. Comes back. Presnell's tackled by a couple of Bombers. 35 metres out. Blues into attack. They trail by 18 points. Goes the footy. Farquhar won the tap against Dean. Wyatt. Back to Farquhar. Can he get a handball away? In the Presnell direction. He's tackled straight away. He's holding the ball here, I reckon. The body language the umpire suggests that was the case. So free kick down the way there of Riley McHenry. McHenry, low kick to Bug. He gets it on the bounce. Little fumble. Up against Hines. Wilkinson over the top. Conway for goal. He's kicked it, Ethan Conway. And the Blues are mounting a challenge here at UTAS Stadium. And he had Wooten by his side, but he backed himself, the big fella, Ethan Conway. And he's now kicked 21 goals for the season. And look, just when I thought North Launceston was skipping away, Rob, the Blues have come back into it. They're trailed by 2 goals, 3-3-21, 4-9-33.
Yeah, and that's how often do you see that in any level of football? Doesn't matter if it's here, AFL, wherever. Where a side is a bit inaccurate and they keep another side in it all of a sudden. 2 goals the difference when if you are not looking at the scoreboard, you might say North Launceston are 6 goals better side at the moment. So Launceston have been working a lot harder this quarter. We've talked about Paul Freeman. We've talked about what he's done. Jeffrey's kicked a good goal. Very, very good quarter for them. Leary takes it away. Bales goes back towards the middle. Launceston player down. Looks like Pfeiffer. I'll give you an update on him shortly. Gibson pushed under the footy. He's back on, which is good. Obviously been taped up. Ball goes up in the air. Thomas eludes one tackle, not the second. Umpire said holding the ball. Which I've had to expect there.
Real concerns here for Seth Pfeiffer. I don't know if you noticed anything, Tony. I didn't see.
No, I didn't.
You got high contact or something, but
no,
he's getting to his haunches now.
Yeah, that doesn't look good, does it?
No, I must admit, I watched the ball go down the field once it got cleared. And he's up and he's limping. I reckon maybe he just had the wind knocked out of him.
Let's hope so. Yeah. Didn't notice any head contact. I think you're right about that. Yeah. Jogging off now.
Well, it's good to see. You don't ever like to see anyone with a serious injury. Umpire's just holding play up, letting him clear the area. So another tall down for Launceston.
call from Chris on that in a moment.
Well, either that, they'll get Ari Schoenmaker to put a jumper on, I reckon. Be a handy inclusion.
It would be on this ground, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Kicks the thing a mile. All Launceston across the back there. They've got the ball and they're setting up, and that is Rudy Schoenmaker. Schoenmaker, long kick towards the centre square. Nice mark taken there by Presnell. Had two to beat. And took a nice grab in the centre square. Looking for something further afield. Umpire says play on. Presnell keeps it low. It'll be all right though. Kicks out Farquhar. Go Dill, they said. Farquhar pumps it inside 50. Lots of red and black jumpers back there. And a timely mark taken in defence there by Dean. Moves it on quickly. Goes out to Young. Young to Bales. Bales a little chip kick. Finds Leary. The usual suspects. Leary back towards the middle. Not his best work. Gibson gets a timely fist on it. Holds it up. Bales gets in there. Wins the ball. They're out of trouble. Mitchell throws it on the boot. Bouncing. Thomas, front position, tackled high. Umpire said yes, agrees with me. Could have a whistle. Thomas moves it on quickly. Nash sends it inside 50. Couple of options. Good defence there from Launceston. Boundary line might win out, and does. So danger averted there. End-to-end stuff from the Bombers. No damage on the scoreboard.
Boundary throw-in from the general admission area here at UTAS Stadium. Beautiful sunny afternoon. The windsock is now limp, so no wind whatsoever. Beautiful conditions today. Saw snow on Ben Lomond still earlier today. So no doubt there's a lot of skiing going on up there this afternoon. From the boundary throw-in, it was Farquhar against Cox Goodger. Cox Goodger taps it. Declan Chugg, he's already kicked a couple. He's offline on this occasion. Boundary umpire slips over, but he manages to maintain his balance and signal out of bounds on the full.
That's about the third time Goodger's contested the ruck contest when Lee was being elsewhere, and that time he just pushed him a bit under the ball and basically won the hit out, followed it up himself, and then did that pass off as you described.
Yeah, what he lacks in height, he's got that body shape that can really move an opponent out of the way. So we're at half back now for the Blues. It's Wheeler. Goes sideways to Morris. Still in the back pocket. Leans back in the kick looking for Colin McCormack. He might have got a shove from behind. Jake Nash sees it over the boundary line. 4-9-33 the Bombers, 3-3-21 the Blues. Right down the quarter time score, ASU did Rob, so it's what, 2 goals to 1 the Blues way this quarter. Earlier today, winners South Launceston in all the 3 finals we've seen here, the reserves, the under-18s and the women's. From the boundary throw-in, it gets to half forward. There's Bailey Mitchell, he's knocked out of the way though by Oliver Atkins, to Price, back to Wooten, who's under pressure. Lucas Wooten though, he breaks the tackle, does well, give and go with Palfreyman. Wooten escapes from half back, his kick's not great, but he does get flat and it'll be downfield free kick. It'll go the way here, I reckon, of Conor McCormack, the number 22.
Got a bit of spark to them, the Blues, which is exactly what they needed, and as we said at the start, they've got to keep this low scoring if they're going to win. Mark taken there by Farquhar. He's battled away well today against Lee. Goes long inside 50. Bombers defence well set. Umpire picks out a free kick. It's Jake Hines who shakes his head but knows it was. And taken quickly there. Bo Nash has it. Nash moves it on quickly. Players out everywhere here for North Launceston. Ryder Bug giving chase. Run down. Launceston hold it up, which they need to. North were out. Be a ball up. Launceston half forward flank, half back flank obviously for North Launceston. 4-9-33, 3-3-21, approaching the 19-minute mark. Hawks don't bother with that one. Paul Freeman kicks it inside 50. Lots of players around, bit of shepherding I think there off the ball. Umpire said free kick Launceston. So dangerous position, move it on quickly. That's a terrible kick. He's basically just kicked it straight to Sam Simpson. Bombers are out the other way. Away they go. Move it on quickly. Kerr. Oh, sorry, that was Ives. Back to Leary. On the wing position. Leary. Long, smart kick. Very smart kick. Gibson was the only person that could mark it. Keeps it in front of him. Once this defence stands up, Morris Little chip kick back to Wilkinson. Going to be okay. Wilkinson moves it on quickly, changes the angle. Far side of the ground, and that's a really good mark. Under pressure taken there by Angus Jeffries. Jeffries swings onto that trusty left foot. Nice kick. Beats everyone. Bombers beautifully set up the
Free
back.
kick, Rob.
Unfairly dealt with, they said. And, 3 Bombers defenders there, all looking at each other suspiciously. And Jake Hines will be the recipient of the free kick.
Short memory loss here. The kick to Jeffries was absolutely brilliant there. That daring kick. Can't remember who delivered it.
That's a good question because I can't either.
But the kick was just superb, and it was a one-on-one. But Jeffries, if he took the mark, he's always going to be away.
Yeah, isn't that terrible? Short term.
We're getting old.
We are getting old, Brian. That's right. Now Jake Hines moves in, and about 30 metres out. Should be no mistake. There's no mistake. Straight over the goal umpires have Jake Hines.
Just a goal the difference here at UTAS Stadium, Rob. 4-9-33 plays 4-3-27. They've kicked the last 3, I believe, Tony Webb in this contest.
Yes, they have indeed. And at this stage, Launceston are catching up on inside 50s. They've now got 7-11. Still basically 1 mark each in there. And you've got to say the defence has really got to answer that. There's 3 of them there against Hines, and they couldn't get the ball. Seriously?
Absolutely. And Chris, you got an update on Seth Pfeiffer?
Yes, I think he came off just winded. The trainer paid a lot of attention to his ribs, but there was no pain, and so Pfeiffer's back on the ground.
That's great news. So the news gets better for the Blues. They're right in this contest. 21 and a half minutes gone. 4-9-33 to 4-3-27. From the centre, Farquhar falls over. Does win the tap to Polferman, who does fall over as well. Little handball away to Conor McCormack, who does really well. Back to Polferman. His handball searching for Wooten. Has to lay tackle though on a North Launceston opponent. Here go the Bombers. Bo Nash to half forward, coming out and taking a good intercept mark. Looks like Zach Morris. Morris now, the centre of the ground. Farquhar takes a strong contested mark. Here go the Blues again. Now we've got a free kick going back to Ives. Might have been shepherding out of the marking contest. So Ives will take the free kick in the centre of UTAS Stadium.
Theo Ives. No, we can play at both ends of the ground equally as well. The trusty left boot drives it along, giving his forwards a look at. That's a lovely mark taken there. In defence, is it Archie Wilkinson?
Yes, he's gone back into defence.
He's everywhere. Ben Hyatt. Hyatt to McGee. Not of the Matthew variety. This is of the Hunter variety. Hunter McGee disappeared from picture.
He's still there, and he's kicked.
Goes long.
Theo.
And that's a nice mark there, Theo Ives. Seen a little bit more of him the last few minutes. Got the headband on. Yearn for the days when I could wear a headband. No hair there now. Back finds Bennett. Fletcher Bennett. He's got a little option there through the middle. Finds him. And that was Bo Nash. Nash surveys the scene.
This is North trying to slow it down, isn't it?
Yes.
Nash. Got a couple of options. That probably wouldn't have been the one I would have taken. But anyway, Flux of Fortune. Jack Aving sends it inside 50. Cox Goodger. Too strong. Full extension there in that market contest against Jaden Hines. And arms at full extension. Hines just couldn't punch the ball away from him.
In the lead up there, Rob, there were 3 Blues that flew for the same mark. Jackie Avett stayed down. He got the footy. And then out to grab Cox Goodger.
Yeah, and that's a real teaching point for those young players. 3-on-1, should have got it. And in the end, we've got a shot on goal from one of the most reliable goal scorers of all time here at UTAS Stadium. Runs around. Cox Goodger gets the trip.
Touched.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if that was touched sort of close to the
It must have been.
the goal line, because
No real excitement.
I didn't do any signalling until...
No, that's right. I'm with you guys. 4-10-34, 4-3-27. Bombers by 7. Ball taken back into play there. Ben Hyatt on the half-back flank for Launceston. 24 minutes gone, second term. Launceston have really lifted the rating this quarter. Well, kick back there by Hyatt. Good contest. Bennett flies. Clever hand pass out. North Launceston player taken high. Free kick there to Riley McHenry. He's had his head removed, which would have ruined his evening, one would think.
Been solid there, McHenry, across that half-back line.
Yeah, he's been good. Much better with his head on his shoulders. He's got a short option on there. And finds Harry Bales. Bales, got an option. Slow build up. Jack Avent. Resting a bit of control back here, North. Avent goes long inside 50. Dean to target. Goes over the back. Leary can't gather. Feeds a handball out to Dean. Feeds a handball further on board there to Callow. Beautiful tackle. Everyone's going to win out on this occasion.
Good handballing there from the Bombers, but good pressure on Callow. Saw the ball out of bounds. It's 4:10:34 to 4:3:27. Low scoring scrap here at UTAS Stadium. Finals footy. Launceston have taken up to the Bombers a couple of times this year at Windsor Park. And they're doing the same here today. From the boundary throw-in, Polferman, who's been big this quarter, flips it over the top there looking for Connor McCormack. Here's Cox Goodger, runs into a brick wall, can't escape. And we'll see a ball up. Attacking side of the wing for the Bombers.
Cinderella story for the Hillwood Sharks. 14-point victors over the Demons.
Okay.
We get to see the rematch against Rochalee next weekend.
Interesting. Polferman again involved. This time he took on a bit too much. Got tackled, play on advantage. Bales. Lead up Leary, further on it's Dean. And Oliver Dean let out and took a strong mark, the extension of the arm. Too tall on that occasion there for Seth Pfeiffer.
I think that might be his first touch.
Yeah. Mind you, he hasn't had great delivery inside 50, so that time he really got off the leash.
Well, that was the 16th inside 50 just for this quarter.
Yep. So what's that for one goal?
Oh, well, if he kicks it, yeah.
Yep.
Oh. No, he has. No, that's right. Callow's kicked out. Dean yet to score.
So Oliver Dean directly in front. Rob searching for more scores there. Kicks to the Invermay Park end, and they've missed another one, North Launceston, for 11:35. So 1 goal, 5 in this quarter after 3-6 in the first quarter.
1-5 after 16 inside 50s.
Yep. Just the 1 goal out of 16 entries. From fullback, Jaden Hines with a long kick to the wing. Gee, mismatch there, Dean and Presnell. Dean couldn't quite take the mark, falls to Stingle. Came back in towards the big fella. His handball searching for Kerr, doesn't make it to him. The Blues now with a turnover. Handball ends up here with Hunter McGee. Nice kick to Jake Hines. He's got a runner in Polferman. Conway's in the square up against Bennett. Short kick though, the Bailey Gillow goes one-handed. Gets tackled straight away by Avent. Ball flips out. Sam Simpson to Ives.
Ives relieves the pressure for the Bombers. God picks out Jaden Hines back in the middle. Ball tapped out of his hands. Umpire said that's okay. Jaden Hines moves it on. Another inside 50 coming here for Launceston. Jeffries keeps it in. Reads the play well. Continues running on. Beautiful tackle on Millwood. Beautiful run-down tackle there, and they needed to do that. North, they were in trouble. That's great work. Sam Simpson in defence. Yeah, terrific work, Simpson. Simpson goes boundary side. Beautiful body work there from Alex Lee. Big, strong body on the younger opponent. Lee takes the mark on the wing position. Cox Goodger direction, held on to, so he asks. No, umpire says no. Belted forward. Thomas knocked off the footy. Wilkinson. Hines is there for Jaden Hines, that is, for Launceston.
Jaden Hines is playing on Cox Goodger. It's quite an interesting case. A bit of body work from each of them there.
Yeah.
See what, Zach Morris has been huge back there, Rob.
Yeah, he has. We talked at quarter time about how he was the leading possession winner for Launceston. 12, I think, from memory.
He's probably had a similar on this quarter.
Yeah, it's so important for them to hold that Bombers attack at bay. 29 minutes gone here at UTAS Stadium. 4:11:35 North Launceston. Launceston 4:3:27 and right in it. Bombers into attack. Launceston will not want to concede a score here after all their good work this turn. Launceston comes their way. Paul Freeman has a bounce. A little chip kick, going to be okay. Taken there by Faulkner. Andy Faulkner runs around, got a runner going past. Gillow loads it up, a little short kick. Paul Freeman's continued working, collected from behind, made himself a free kick.
He's been huge this quarter, Brady Cole. I can't wait to see those stats.
I was just about to say the same thing. Very quiet first quarter, and he's been very busy. Long kick deep into the 50, lots of bodies there. Wilkinson underneath it. Siren sounds. Sets up an entertaining second half here at UTAS Stadium. North Launceston 4-11-35, Launceston 4-3-27. Goal scorers North Launceston, Declan Chugg with 2, leading all comers on the ground. Brandon Leary and Toby Callow singles for Launceston, all singles. Jake Hines, Angus Jeffries, Lenny Faulkner, Ethan Conway, Dave Moore. We've got a game on our hands.
Yeah, look, I thought at quarter time all the momentum was with North Launceston, and what was keeping the Blues in it was inaccurate scoring. I still think that to an extent. But, gee, the Blues, just from halfway through that quarter, they just got themselves a bit of belief. They were able to break the lines a bit more. We talk about Paul Freeman. We talk about Wooten breaking lines, looking impressive. I thought Farquhar battled pretty well in the ruck, and Morris down back was huge as well. And we can't go any further without talking about Paul Freeman's effort that quarter. So a lot of positives for the Blues. The Bombers are in front though, and they've got some good contributors as well. I think their back line's been pretty strong, except for that little period there in the second quarter. They're jogging off now. Bales and Ives, etc. back there have been really good. They've looked dangerous up forward. And Leary, he's been a good player, but he's just got to finish his work sometimes. But yeah, it's a good contest. That's what we wanted. It's an 8-point margin. And Tony, you got some stats for us.
Yeah, stats to half-time. Hit-outs, 21-17. North Launceston favour, so a good struggle between Lee and Farquhar. Clearances from that are 12 to North, 10 to Launceston. Inside 50s, again tells the story. 32 to North Launceston, 14 to Launceston. Marks inside 50, 7 to North, 3 to Launceston. Intercept marks, 6 to North, 4 to Launceston. And frees, 7 for North and 12 for Launceston.
Okay, so yeah, it's interesting there that, we said that the Blues had to take advantage of their attacking 50 entries.
Yeah.
Done pretty well with that. They've kicked the 4 goals, 3. North Launceston a bit wasteful. They've had a lot of opportunities, but no, 8 points. It's nothing really at half time.
And if you're Adrian Smith, that's what you're focusing on, aren't you? You're saying, let's be more efficient. We're getting it in there. I really like how Launceston have neatened that clearance differential up as well.
Tony, inside 50s over the game, 18 to 9, you're telling me?
No, that was for the
Sorry,
quarter,
no,
18 to 9. So Launceston kicked their 4 goals from 9 inches.
Yes.
18 inches for North for 2 goals. And 32-14, still a big margin.
Yeah.
Should be further in front.
Absolutely, but they're not, and we've got an 8-point margin, and we've got a great final coming up in the second half. Okay, today's halftime break is brought to you by our sponsor, Brew Coffee Hut. Time for hot coffee or mocha from our sponsor, Brew Coffee Hut. They're serving hot drinks for you at the game today behind the grandstand. Thank you for your support, Brew Coffee Hut. We'll take a short break here on City Park Radio. When we come back, we're going to look at a lot of scores from right around Tasmania. Back in a moment. Parents lead by 2 points there at three-quarter time, 8-9-57 to 8-7-55.
That's it on the tip at Lauderdale as well.
Yes, absolutely. And the SFL Community League, and already through to the grand final are Signet, and it looks like it's going to be that derby that they always dream of down there. Still a fair way to go, but at this stage, Huonville 11-10-76, the lead Dodgers Ferry 7-4-46. So yeah, they love those Signet Huonville grand finals. There's been a few of them in recent times. So there we go. Let's bring you up to date there with a lot of the local scores.
I had one other one. It wasn't from today, but I know that there would be people who'll be listening.
Yep.
The ODFA, which is always one of my favourite football leagues, and as a bit of background, second semi-final, Campania, the Campania Wallabies got it done over the Bothwell Rabbits. A rematch in the grand final, and guess what? Bothwell turned the tables.
They did,
Back-to-back premiers, the Rabbits.
Yep.
And quite comfortably 78-53.
Disappointing for Campania because they hadn't won one for quite a number of years. So, the Bothwell won there. And I think it was Curry in the King Island Association Grand Final. That was last week, the three-team comp. Yeah, Tony, you've got to love the King Island Association.
Who came third?
North.
North's the other team. Curry, Grassy and North, isn't it? Yeah.
And Old Scholars last week, it was Dosa. They've got over OHA. It's a pretty big comp down there, which is an interesting situation because one of their teams wants to leave. It's University, merge with the Sandy Bay Juniors. Yeah. So that could be on the cards there, which will be interesting for the Old Scholars Association. Earlier here today was, as well as the under-18s, we had the reserves, and that was a good win there to South Launceston over Launceston. It was reversed result from a couple of weeks ago. So the Bulldogs are through there. And we witnessed a terrific game in the women's, didn't we, Rob? Deloraine were in control for a lot of the day, till three-quarter time. And a couple of goals early on from Rani Milne in that last quarter saw the Bulldogs get over the top.
Yeah, and that's going to be a tough one for Deloraine to rebound from. Sometimes when you get so close in that second semi-final, and there's a classic example, isn't it? We saw Lilydale, perform so well, throughout the season, and all of a sudden they're out. We saw it last year with other sides as well. Running teams very, very close, not quite getting there. The next week hard to get back up. And Deloraine now will either have the winner of Scottsdale and Launceston, and Scottsdale are on a good run of form. So could be dangerous for them.
So yeah, to mention that we're covering the men's game on the radio tomorrow up at Youngtown from 2:25 for a 2:30 start at South Launceston against Longford, and they've had some good battles this year. Bit of a blowout last week, but it's a new game tomorrow, so let's see how they go there with the Bulldogs. And also on the women's tomorrow, we've got Scottsdale and Launceston, a fascinating game. That was the fog game, I think we called up there at Windsor Park earlier in the year, Rob.
It was. It was one of those games, wasn't it? We couldn't see what was going on at all.
I think we missed about 4 goals in that first quarter where we literally could not see the other side of the ground.
And I did call another game between them there earlier in the season, and it was
the draw.
Basically, I think it was a point. 2 points, but it was basically played between the arcs for most of the game. So
that should be a good one tomorrow. And I think in the reserves it's North Launceston and Longford clashing at Youngtown tomorrow. And I think an 8:40 start for the under-18s, St Pat's and Old Scotch. Umpires are back out on the ground. Just a quick AFL score before we have another short break here on City Park Radio. And what a shootout that is at NG Stadium. Hawks 11-3 at half-time to the Giants 6-5. So, 17 goals between the two teams, but the Hawks in control there. We'll take another short break. When we come back, we'll have Chris's report from the rooms at half-time. Half-time here at UTAS Stadium. It's Dave Moore, Rob Soward, Tony Webb and Chris Sayer with you in commentary this afternoon on City Park Radio's coverage, and also with simulcast with the AFL TAS YouTube live stream. At half-time, it's North Launceston 4-11-35, the Blues 4-3-27. And the goal kickers for North Launceston, we've got 2 to Declan Chugg, 1 each to Toby Callow and Brandon Leary. And for Launceston, 1 each to Jake Hines, Angus Jeffries, Lenny Faulkner and Ethan Conway. I've seen Chris Sayer emerge from the rooms. He's holding up his microphone and he's ready to give us a half-time report.
Yes, I went into North Launceston. Interested to hear what Adrian Smith had to say. There's no panic stations at North Launceston. They recognise that they just need to kick straight. They're quite happy with the pressure and the ball carrying in that first half. They just need to convert goals. So they're very calm, and I can't see any other injuries from either side. There were a few tough knocks in that first half, but nothing permanent. And so we'll see what this second half brings.
And the conditions, Chris, look fairly benign down there now. The windsock looks pretty limp.
Yes, it is pretty limp. It's, of course, this time of day for York Park, the shadows are creeping over the ground, so it's a bit chilly in the shade. But good conditions for football. Talking about matchups, Theo Ives and Archie Wilkinson are wearing each other like a glove.
Yes, good one, that one.
It's fascinating. In fact, they even come off on the bench together at the same time, go back on at the same time. I wonder if they'll go home with each other tonight.
I reckon they'll meet up in a nightclub somewhere, so there you go. Thank you, Chris, for that report at half-time. Yeah, so this first 10 minutes will be fascinating, Rob, because, you know North Launceston like to go in spurts, and they can break a game open if you let them in a blink of an eye. So it's all about Launceston staying in the game for as long as possible.
Yeah, beautifully assessed there, Dave. I couldn't agree with you more. It's about Launceston have just got to keep the score low, stay in the game and hang around. That's really what they've got to do, whereas you get the feeling if North drop the hammer, 3 or 4 quick goals, and that could be the end of that.
That's right. So the Blues, though, they've done well. It was only a 13-point margin last week at Windsor Park. So these two teams are not too far away from each other. And, of course, the gap starting to narrow a little bit too between teams 3 and 4 and the top 2 as the year has gone on. Saw South Launceston really take it up to the Blues at Windsor Park just a couple of weeks ago. So both teams have got 4 players jogging the boundary, so no injury concerns, as Chris said. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Tomorrow, 2:25, tune in on City Park Radio for that clash, the cutthroat semi-final, South Launceston and Longford. So the ruck contest's been fascinating all day. Dylan Farquhar, time off the ground, getting a cut examined and repaired. And he's about to go at it with Alex Lee. Here's Rob Soward for City Park Radio Sport.
He's done a really, really good job today, Farquhar. When you look at those numbers that we went through at half-time, you'd take that.
Umpires today, Ollie Pye, Tom McEntee and Jacob Anderson.
All in readiness for the second half, second semi-final NTFA. Men's division, and up we go. Lee just picks it out of the air, sends it inside 50. Thomas belted away from him. Coxgoodger can't quite pick it up, keeps in front of him. Great composure there from Hines. Back Coxgoodger intercepts it. Quickly on the boot. Brilliantly Coxgoodger. Just the start the Bombers wanted. Something out of nothing. Really. Turnover there. Coxgoodger plucks it out of the air. Throws it on the boot. And an ominous start, Dave Moore.
Yeah, so Lee, as he often does, he gets a lot of clearances for a ruckman. Got one on that occasion. And just the Blues had possession of the footy, but each person that took possession was under extreme pressure. And eventually one of the handballs went astray. Lurking there, as he always is Brad Coxgoodger. And look, he's been inaccurate today, but on that occasion he snapped it through the goals beautifully. And that lead is now out to 14 points all of a sudden here at UTAS Stadium in the first minute of play. Umpire McEntee throws it up. Farquhar wins this one. He tries to take it with himself. Bo Nash is in there working hard. He's got it now. Little kick forward. Thomas with pace gets to the footy. Hands it off there to Jacob Kerr, who's into a bit of trouble. Has support though from Bales. His kick towards the forward flank is not great. It ends up going out of bounds. Most of the crowd today have been on that far side of the ground enjoying the sunshine. Of course, we're going to get a bit more sunshine than normal now, being into September. Playing with the yellow ball though. Probably will finish under floodlights a little bit in that last quarter. Boundary throw in. Lee and Farquhar. Lee taps it back towards the boundary. Searching ball there for Stingle. He takes it. Out of bounds though before he releases the handball. Some great condition as normal, UTAS Stadium. It's had a lot of traffic this season. AFLW here on October the 4th. North Melbourne versus Sydney. We're going to cover that on City Park Radio. As Lee swings the kick inside 50. Over the head of Cox Goodger. Ryder Bug snaps. Near side miss. One behind. 5-12-42 the Bombers. Leading the Blues 4-3-27.
And interestingly, the two times Lee's done that, taken possession, they've had two inside 50. So that's something they've got to be onto.
I was going to say that about that. Lee's working Farquhar into the ball a bit too much now.
Yep.
Good observations. Hines belts it out long. Jaden to Jake. Probably done that a few times over the years, you'd reckon. Umpire's picked the free kick out. High, he said. Wooden. Launceston ball. Wooden ball. Wooden goes out the far side. Got a player there waiting for it. Moves it on nicely. Looked like McCormick. Oh, upended after he got rid of it. That'll be downfield, you'd think.
There's no it was. Got hit.
And
they're going on with it too, those two.
Still going on with it. That's Conway. Long ball. Wilkinson the target. Bounces off him. Kerr right with him. Back from whence it came. North have got the outnumber. Leary. Sorry, that wasn't Leary. It was Stingle, I should say. Deep in that defensive forward pocket for North Launceston. 5-12-42. Launceston 4-3-27. 3 minutes gone, nearly 4. Out in front of Conway.
Talk about Stingle at half-time, Rob. We just need a bit more from him, a quiet first half.
Yeah, he's so important to them. He's one of their most important players, I reckon, for mine.
He's the one that can really blast out of contests.
Yeah, he is, and he can really take over a game. Unheralded, I'm sure, but very highly heralded.
Here he is.
Thank
you.
Righto, commentators love that. 2 bounces. Shows it, 3 bounces. Doesn't go for 4 on the left, heads home. Looking for Dean. They've got the numbers around the footy here, Launceston. Should come away with it. Pressure there. From Morris. Nice composed kick taken there by Oliver Atkins. Goes back inboard, bites off more than he can chew. Dangerous. Going to be okay though. He was off. Wilkinson, no. Can't argue with that. Play on's the call. Advantage paid off Launceston. Goes for home. Leary in the pocket. Just over his head. He had a heap more time than
Jackie Avent.
Heap more time than Avent. Could have gone for goal, but didn't. Could have hit Leary and didn't. Sort of didn't really do anything.
He sort of was in two minds whether to go for goal or to look for Leary.
And did neither very well.
Boundary throw in, left behind post.
I'm not sure if that's English, but
no.
It sounded like that commentary.
We all knew what you meant, Rob. Boundary throw in. Dean this time in the ruck. Takes it out. Thinks about snapping it. Falls over. Release the handball towards Bonash. Here's Polfreeman. Weaves through traffic. Sideways kicks good. And finds Hyatt in the back pocket. Ben Hyatt spearing Wormburner pass finds Jake Hines, who dives in and takes the mark. Just outside defensive 50. Goes the long 45 kick at a target here in Gillow. Ryder Bug did well in the front position. McHenry there. But Gillow releases a nice handball there to Polfreeman. He torpedoes it inside 50. It's Bennett and Conway. Bennett gets a friendly bounce. He goes backwards and gets around Conway and calmly shares it there with Bailey Mitchell in the back pocket.
That's standard play for Fletcher Bennett, isn't it? Going back the other side.
Absolutely.
And now creating himself as a spare man.
It's now with Ives. Kicks the back pocket down to McHenry, who takes the mark. Riley McHenry, the 45 kick is good now to Bo Nash, half back.
Nash got options, goes inboard, nicely done. McHenry, give, go, tries to get it back, held up there. Jeffries gets involved. Nicely done there by Lee, just belts it forward. Launceston hold firm. Jake Hines further up the ground than he'd like to be, I'm sure. Kerr tackle. That's going to be ball. Great pressure, Paul Freeman. He's gone. Jacob Kerr got confused, had a couple of options. Paul Freeman, great tackle against the bigger player. The only downside for Paul Freeman is that 50's now filled up. We have a couple of options there. Goes long. We've got lots of players back.
Was it a mark?
Fletcher Bennett.
Fletcher, was it?
Good contested mark. Goes out the other side. Bales. Long kick. Got Thomas on. Takes it. Thomas and Millwood. Thomas gets around him. North have got the numbers there. Just needed to sit. Stingle dispossessed. Keeps the ball in. No. Great tackle from Stingle when he was outpointed. Pressure's terrific. It's been ramped up. Ball still in. Ball still in. Nicely done there, Hyatt. Thomas for North. Boundary line wins out on this occasion. Some good pressure tackles.
Bit of a wrestle there, Rob. Hyatt.
Hyatt's been watching WrestleMania by the look of that one. He had everything except the table, ladder and chair.
Boundary throw in, far side, attacking side of the wing for the Bombers. Front position, Farquhar won the tap. Presnell backwards here. And that was Wheeler with a kick up the wing. Northoni though in possession. Look away handball, missed the mark. And now we've got a ball up. Just impressed with the engine of Michael Stingle. They're taking bounces down the wing and following up the kick, laying tackles.
And it's what good players do. I mean, he would have had it put on him at half time, no doubt. And he delivers.
From the ball up, Lee, as usual, gets a little clearance for North Launceston. Wheeler there, up against Leary. Or is it Avent it is? Avent got a high tackle. Get the free kick. So a bit of wrestling starting to happen in this game. And we got 50. So they wouldn't let Jack Avent get up. And now they'll pay the penalty. He'll be on a bit of an angle, about 15 out.
You can't afford to do that.
Jack Avent wasn't a noted goal kicker early on in his career at North Launceston, but he's been amongst them this year with 29 goals.
That kills you when you look at where he's going to shoot from.
Where was the incident? Was that outside 50?
Yes, it was. About
put him on the goal score
it was about 10 metres outside 50. I'm not sure why he's directly in front, but anyway, he kicks the goal for North Launceston. There's Jack Avent, his first, and their second for the quarter. In a low-scoring game now, they've got themselves out to a 21-point lead, 6-12-48 to 4-3-27. So we saw them get out to this sort of lead in the second quarter. Launceston pegged them back, but gee, the trend of the game, you just feel like the Bombers are right on top.
Yeah, you do. And the thing that worries me with this is that the petrol you've got to spend to get to this point if you're Launceston. Tony.
Yeah, clearance says North Launceston have got 5 to Launceston 1 at this point. Inside 50's 5 to 3. So you could say they're making them pay, but that was a strange placement.
Half-time, 28-point margin. The Hawks in front at NG Stadium. A high-scoring first half. Up it goes. They need the next one, Launceston, to stay in this semi-final. Might have been a high tackle there on Chug. Umpire says no. It'll be a secondary ball up. 6-12-48, the Bombers. Launceston 4-3-27.
It's all in front of them, Launceston. They really need that next score. Ball goes up. Lee, clever tap to space. Want someone to run onto it. Blues get it. Head back out this side. Pressure from North, really, really good though. All in dispute. Bobbling around. They come away with it, the Bombers, and they're away. There's Avent. Has a bounce, has another bounce. Goes over the top. Gibson spins onto the left. Spears it in, but just slipped as he kicked it. Zach Morris back out the other side. They've got to set something up here. The Blues. Gillow. Nice kick there. Palfreyman goes short. Wilkinson sends it along and offline. Needed a goal. They need a goal. They need a couple of goals. They've got it at the right end of the ground anyway. They move on to 4-5, 29, 6-12, 48. So 4-4, 28 to 6-12, 48. 20 points the margin. Long kick out of defence. Boundary line's going to win out on that occasion. Past Declan Chug. Boundary throw in. Beautiful sunshine over there, as Dave Moore said. Crowd enjoying it.
There's a few over there, actually, isn't there?
Yeah. There are a few underneath us here. The sunshine attracting them over there, though, which is nice. Nice spring day. Boundary throw in, true wing position. Lux do battle. Farquhar got the hand on that occasion. Towed forward by Callow. Beautiful pressure around the 40. Fantastic. Holding the ball.
Oh, might have been a high tackle, Rob.
Oh, no. I put my whistle away.
Ryan Ship.
And I thought that was holding the ball, as did the Bombers fans. You might hear them through the effects mic. Moved on quickly. Jaden Hines is out here in front of us. Got Gibson for company.
Oh.
Beautiful mark. Jaden Hines positioned himself beautifully. Got Gibson for company. Goes long. Not his best work though. Picks Cox Goodger out, who actually had been his opponent earlier. You might have got used to seeing him in front of Connor McCormick. Back inboard. That was Bales. Bit off more than he can chew. They're going to come away with it though. Bo Nash. The player out there wide goes inboard to Thomas. It's all starting to unravel here for Launceston at the moment. They're just moving the ball too easily, Dave.
Yeah, players with space and time, such as Sam Simpson there. And all the time in the world to sum up his options. Tane Thomas presented. Bo Nash again involved. A good start to the game. Faded a bit in the second quarter. From Devonport, but Tane Thomas.
Thomas moves in. He'll be about 40 metres out when he lets this one go. Slide angle, strikes it beautifully. Goal umpire just offline. I thought that was going to be okay. 6-13-49 North Launceston. Launceston 4-4-28. We're just approaching the 14-minute mark in term number 3. Rob Sauer, Dave Moore, Tony Webb up here in the box. Chris Sayer, ground side.
Height now, handballs it sideways to Jaden Hines. Up to the wing. Went through the hands there at Palfreyman. Gibson, tough work in there in the clinches. Breaking the lines now is Bales. Torpedo inside 50. Morris front position. Flying behind with Chug. Here's Leary. Gets out of trouble. Back to Bo Nash. Kicks on goal, Bo Nash. Near side, Callow's there. Clears his head. One behind. 6-14-50. Plays 4-4-28. Get down to Chris Sayer at the next stoppage. See what's going on the boundary line as Morris takes it out from fullback. Kicks up the wing and finds Wilkinson, who presents. A lot of the ground now covered in shadow. Still bright sunshine on that wing though. Is Wilkinson. Spearing pass straight down the throat of Bennett, although doing well there was Lenny Faulkner. Here's Farquhar falls over. Falls to the back. Leary connects there with Bo Nash. Plenty of time. 45 kick finds Jake Nash in the centre of UTAS Stadium. He has players presenting for him left, right and centre. Over now to Fletcher Bennett. Handball over the top to Gibson. He weaves into trouble a little bit. Has to kick under pressure. And coughs it up there to Oliver Atkins, who marks it half back.
Atkins has got Leary for company. Moves it on quickly. It's going to be okay though. He's just settled down. Presnell. Locking Presnell. Umpire says move it on. Presnell goes long to the wing, just in front of our commentary position. Conway the target. Bennett for company there. Comes away from Young. Nash back inboard. Bales sends it inside 50. Goes towards Kerr. He's got heaps of time. Swings back onto the left. Picks Cox Goodger out. Gaps everywhere. They worked really hard early, Launceston, but you just get the feeling, Dave, that it's just taking a toll.
Yeah, good work, Jacob Kerr. I mean, he had a few players presenting, but who else would you give it to but Brad Cox Goodger, who's about 40 out, slightly left of centre.
All of a sudden he kicks this, and they need 5 goals, Launceston, to get their noses in front. Plenty of time left, obviously, but when you've only kicked 4.5 and a bit, it's a big task. Jake Hines wandering over to get some instructions from the bench, or give some instructions. Cox Goodger moves in, strikes it beautifully. No umpire works, though, and that score still not how they'd want it. 6-15-51. Could be a heck of a bigger margin if they'd kick straight. 51-28, 23 points of difference.
Morris brings it in, looking for Jeffries. Can't quite take the mark. Ball spills. Bales dives in. And we'll get a ball up. Chris Say, what's happening down at boundary level?
Not much at ground level, but this is what North Launceston do, isn't it? Launceston are applying the pressure. They're doing lots of interchanges. North are just doing what they do best.
Absolutely. The next goal will be critical in this game. There's Bo Nash, back to Bales, kick straight away. Chaos ball inside 50. Morris, he almost collides there with Jaden Hines. The ball spills. Ball's back to Ryan Shipp. Here's a call from Jaden Hines. Kicks beautifully on the wing there to Palfreyman. Doesn't break stride. Plays on. Thinks about handballing it and gets around an opponent. Takes a bounce. On centre wing. Chip kick looking for Conway. It overcooks it though, and it lands in the arms there of Connor Young.
Young goes back inboards. Got Bales there, ready and waiting on the 50. The distributor. Slows it down. Oh, that bites off more than he can chew. That probably wasn't it. Presnell got involved there for Launceston. Stingle saves the day for North. That was out.
More from Chris on the boundary.
Yeah, just one thing about interchanges. Jake Hines, never see him come off the ground for a spell. He might have had one in the first quarter. He doesn't come off to the interchange. He's been on the ground the whole time.
Thanks, Chris. He likes to stay on the ground as Stingle takes it on the wing.
Simpson to Stingle, obviously going numerically in sequence. Number 4 should get it next and does. There you go. You don't see that happen often. Bales sends it back to Cox Goodger. Players out everywhere. Got Leary there. Got Gibson there. Gibson, pay the mark. Will Gibson has taken that one directly or just slightly off centre.
There's a bit of scrap on the wing, Rob.
Yeah.
I'll look at that and you look at the footy.
Will Gibson. Jason Gibson's son, if I remember correctly. Star player here for Launceston, North Launceston back in the day. Deloraine boy as well. Runs close to the man on the mark, Will Gibson. Loads it up, strikes it nicely. Certainly no problems with the trip. Just touched on the line, lots of bodies around it.
Jake Hines there that got that final touch. I tell you what, it might have gone to the referral system. It's very close.
Very close.
Yeah, I reckon they would have had a look at it. Ball up, not too far. Plucked out of the air! You wouldn't believe it! Bradley Cox Goodger! Oh, I can't wait to see that on replay. What a remarkable goal.
Yeah, look, just the moment is his to get that next goal. As we said, here it is. He just pushed his opponent out of the way, threw it on the right boot, straight through the middle. Great reflexes.
And that's the stuff that kills you when you're Launceston. I mean, a bit of argy-bargy in out centre half back, but that's the stuff you work so hard, and then something like that, innocuous, I guess, in a way. Push the ruckman under it. Away we go. The rest is history. 7:15, 57, 4-4-28. 20 minutes almost gone.
Not mistaken, Tony, just the one behind to Launceston in this quarter.
Yeah, I believe you're right. What were they?
4-3, yeah.
Yep, 4-3.
Just some stats while I got you.
Yeah, okay. Hit outs 8-4, North Launceston's favour. Lee's working him under the ball a fair bit, as did Cox Goodger just then. I'll let you get back to this.
Okay, I'll get to some more stats in a moment as we've got a free kick. Going to go the way of Lee.
Inside 50s, North 11 to Launceston 4. Marks inside 50 2-0. And intercept marks 3-2. Free kicks are going pretty well even.
Okay, so Northern Bombers taking control of this game. McHenry now kicks inside 50 from half back. Almost a mark. In fact, it is to Morris. He's been one of the best all day back there. A lot of players missing in that Blues defence. He stepped up. Here's Wooten now. Gets through a couple of tackles. Handballs backwards there towards Wheeler. Spills now to Ben Hyatt. He's got to get through a nest of bombers. That's what they are called. There's Wooten now. 45 kicks, an absolute beauty to Hunter McGee. So the chance here for a goal for Launceston. They badly need one. Hunter McGee. Short kick finds Price. 2 kicks out from goal. Jesse Price. son of Darren. Kicks inside 50. Lead up. Wilkinson takes the mark and is within range. 21 minutes gone. In the bright sunshine on the railway wing is Archie Wilkinson.
And that was the first inside 50 mark for Launceston this quarter.
Out of how many entries have they had?
5 now.
5 entries. So the one behind. So Archie Wilkinson to keep the Blues in touch. In time on in this third quarter. Wilkinson, Invermay Park End, never looked like it. It misses everything. No score. And Bennett's got the ball at half-back.
Bennett brings it back into play. North, you'd reckon, will just slow this down. Make the most of it. Not waste an opportunity. That's a very short pass. I don't reckon that's gone the trip. Moved on quickly there, taken by Sam Simpson. Retreats. It's going to be okay, though. Nash misses his target. Goes back inboard. Boundary line, I think, one out on that occasion. 22 and a bit minutes gone. 7:15:57. North Launceston 4-4-28. So they've kept the score low, but they've been unable to add to that half-time tally other than a behind. Boundary throw in the sunshine. Rucks do battle. Lee, been terrific today. Farquhar been good for Launceston too. Picks out Leary. Does the full turn. Gets it back. Give and go. Feigns the handball. Kicks. Little chip. I reckon that'd be pushing the back. You don't have to be umpire 101 to work that one out. That was right in the numbers there from Archie Wilkinson. Jacob Kerr. We talked about that duel. Been a good duel today. Good man-on-man matchup. Nice mark just inside the boundary line. No. Dave Moore. He's got eagle eyes. He's picked that one out. It's out on the full. And that's Ben Hyatt to take the relieving free kick.
After 17 goals in the first quarter in NTFA Stadium, the scoring's dried up. And I think it's now 70-41, Tony tells me.
13 minutes to go to three-quarter time.
Okay. Ball's on the wing. It's knocked out of play.
Hawks get a trip to Adelaide.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Adelaide will have to bounce back. Oftentimes, though, the teams that lose those top 4 finals do bounce back in the second week.
I saw a lot from Adelaide that worried me, though.
Yes.
So we'll see. Grooves would be on a high, though.
Absolutely. Boundary throw in. Lee front position, just thumps it straight back out of bounds. Does he? No. Coxgoodger gets there in time. Tries to get it to Bo Nash. Player tackle was Wooten, holding the ball. So they've lifted their pressure rating, the Bombers, in this quarter. Bo Nash to the running McHenry. He gets to the ball now. Tries to knock it on. Tackled straight away by Wheeler. We're going to ball up. Attacking side at the centre square. 24 minutes gone. We're at Youngtown tomorrow from 25 minutes past 2. Ball's flipped up. Nobody goes for it except Lee. Gets it to Bo Nash. Swings a kick to a Chug, who can't quite take the mark at his bootlaces. Kerr picks it up. He's happy to be tackled. Ball up. 30 metres out from the North Launceston's goal.
I was just going to say, you just get worried, don't you, that this might blow open in the last quarter because Launceston look like they're running out of legs.
22 scoring shots to 8 is the tail at the moment as Pfeiffer's got it. Works his way clear. Gets it out to Hyatt. He tries to escape. They dive back in. And we've got a tripping free kick here. I think Ben Hyatt will take the free kick here deep inside his defensive 50.
Ben Hyatt goes wide. You could raffle that. Picks out Jaden Hines. Was in a stack of Blues there. Hines goes long to Hines. Jaden to Jake. Jake Hines on the wing. Just in front of the interchange area. Goes inboard. It's going to be okay. Luck's a fortune. Back to Ben Hyatt. Changing the angles, the Blues. Taken there. Schoenmaker. Goes long. Outnumbered. Coxgoodger's going to get on the end of this. Beautifully done there by McGee. Picked his pocket. Leary out to Coxgoodger. Just for fun. Look at this. Leary, one bounce. Got McGee after him. Nice pressure there from the youngster. Jay enforces the error. Jaden Hines picks that off. Back through the middle. Schoenmaker.
He might be Wooten, Rob.
Wooten.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, swings on it. Not trusty right boot. Oh, Mrs. Jeffries. Mrs. Nash. belted forward there, another inside 50, hands in the numbers. Yeah, that's a pretty obvious one. Don't think you could argue with that. Hands in the numbers from Oliver Atkins, and Declan Chugg will line up for his third goal of the day, the skipper.
A bit silly from Oliver Atkins because they had the outnumber. There were 3 Blues on the one there. And Declan Chugg was the only one flying the flag, and he got the free kick for the shove in the back.
And I just think that when you get that much traffic coming in, it's easy to make that just a tired error, really. And Chugg is just the sort of player that can make them pay. Declan Chugg, for his third goal of the day, moves in, strikes it beautifully, works it a bit too much to the right. So if you're a North Launceston fan, you might be wondering what would have happened if they'd have kicked straight.
7-16, 58 to 4-4, 28. Ball comes in. We've got an update here on Lockie Presnell coming up from Chris. We'll wait for a stoppage here. The ball's in the hands of Archie Wilkinson, who's deep in defence. Can't find any options. He'll have to go long down the line now, and does. A lot of tall timber there for North Launceston, and Ives rises high. Over the back, McHenry, been impressive. Does the mopping up. Now to Bug. Lovely handball to Leary. He's got space. One bounce. Gets to 55. Brandon Leary kicks. Behind. Or a goal. No, it's a goal. Just snuck in. It just drifted back in. So Brandon Leary, he kicks his second. And a goal to North Launceston. 8-16, 64 to 4-4, 28. Chris Say, you got a report for me on Lockie Presnell.
Yeah, only that he's changed number. He was 2, now he's 29.
Okay.
But I just want to, Launceston at a disadvantage because they have a playing coach. Do you think?
No.
I know he's got support on the bench, but,
I don't think so. I think, in that situation, Rob, your bench coach is very important. But I think there's still a spot for a playing coach in today's footy. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, different if you're just a one-man band, but I think you've got enough assistance down there. Brad Cox-Good, you did it for years, didn't he? So, good point, though, Chris. It's certainly not something you see in the top levels. Alex Jezelenko, I think, was the last premiership playing coach, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
We'll direct our attention back here. Thomas, another inside 50 for North. The dam's bursting open. Runs a big circle. Does Jack Avent there. Leary loads up from 50 and just offline again. I didn't count his behinds, but I reckon he must have kicked about 5.
Tony?
I've got him down for 3, but I started counting the behinds late, so he might have a couple more.
Okay. Yeah, he's had a good game. I mean, talk about the VFL side next year. Brandon Leary is someone that definitely, I think, could have a go at that level of footy. Ball comes out now. Mark taken by Ben Hyatt on defensive 50. Shifts the footy sideways. It looks like Jeffries over there. In the shadows now. Jeffries up the wing. Ives front position. Did he get a shove there from Morris, who might have been moved forward, I think. He takes the footy now, Morris. He's tackled by a couple of Bombers. Play on. Free kick holding the ball. Stingle connects now with McHenry. Over the top to Leary, who's under pressure. Doesn't take possession. Gets tackled from Wooten. Oh, it's a strong tackle there on Presnell. The jumper change. And coming back to McHenry again. As I said, won the award this week for the Tassie Devils under 18.
Yeah, some of these players, Dave, to play at that VFL level, it's just going to really help their development.
It'll elevate them for sure. We'll hear about the coach of that team soon. Here comes Bales now from 50. Long left foot, Harry Bales. He's offline as well. 8-18, 66 to 4-4, 28. Inside 50s, Tony.
It's 19-5 for this quarter. They're absolutely running away with it on that basis.
Taking control. It comes out and Stingle takes the mark. Now, he's a man that could really take advantage of the stand rule, Rob, because we know that he's got great wheels. Ben Hyatt's a bit of a weight to it here. He's standing about 15 metres away from the mark. But Stingle is lifted in this quarter quite to half-time. Stingle doesn't go for goal. He sets it up. Oliver Dean's there. He might have taken a second grab mark. He has. Right on the siren. The big fella, son of Jock. Dean has taken the mark. Oliver Dean, 14 goals this season in limited appearances with the Northern Bombers.
How tall? What is he?
I'd say he'd be 6'7", 8", maybe. Right in front of goal for North Launceston's 9th. Should be a soda. Kicks it. They get around him. 9 goals, 18-72 North Launceston. And they kicked 5 goals in that quarter, and they lead Launceston 4-4-28. 5 goals, 7 to 1 behind is the tail of the tape, Rob Soward.
Yeah, it is. And you know, credit to Launceston. They're undergunned. They've hung into the game, but when you spend that amount of petrol, you know, holding firm and staying in things, there comes a time where, you know, you just get overwhelmed by a side like North Launceston, and they just lifted their work rate and they've worn Launceston down. Certainly, Launceston's courage, I mean, we all know how they go about things. They're a brave side, but when you're missing those key cattle that we've talked about, you know, Boyd and McCormack, we talked about those.
Tyrrell.
We talked about Tyrrell.
Yep.
You know, it just makes it really, really hard. They've got some guys out there with question marks. They'll give you everything. There's no doubt about that. But it just makes it hard when you haven't got the soldiers.
Yeah, work rate, I think you sum it up there, Rob, but they really lifted their intensity, North Launceston. And we flagged that at half time. We said that they are a team that can turn it on all of a sudden. We better get through the goal kickers and some stats.
We will. Goal kickers. I'll just make sure I haven't missed anyone. My maths is all right. So, Bradley Cox-Goodger, Brandon Leary, Declan Chugg, all with 2. Jack Avent, Oliver Dean, Toby Callow with singles for Launceston. No addition to the half-time. Jake Hines, Angus Jeffries, Lenny Faulkner, Ethan Conway.
Tony, you noted something around the huddle there.
Yeah, I did. When Launceston first got together, it was Jaden Hines who was doing the talking.
Okay.
And he was quite angry about it too, so I think he was telling a few home truths there. And the stats will probably show that he's got something to complain about too, because this is the progressives for the whole game. In terms of hitouts, North leading 32-22. Clearances 21-12. Launceston only had 2 for that quarter to the 9. Inside 50s, this is the big one. 51 North Launceston, 19 to Launceston.
Yeah, and that quarter, was it that quarter, sorry?
It was 19-5.
19-5, yeah. So they just dominated the entries there in that quarter. Thanks, Tony Webb. Great job so far on the stats today. We'll take a break here on City Park Radio. This 3-quarter time break is brought to you by our sponsor, Brew Coffee Hut, making hot drinks for you at the game today behind the grandstand. At 3-quarter time, it's Launceston 4-4-28, trailing North Launceston 9-18-72. Back in a moment. Welcome back. Yes, thank you to Elgas, our sponsor, on 103.7 and 96.5 FM City Park Radio. With you through the whole final series. We've got the game tomorrow at Youngtown South versus Longford. Windsor Park is the venue, time to be decided. for the preliminary final next Saturday. And, of course, we're going to bring you the women's and men's NTFA Grand Final here in 2 weeks' time on City Park Radio. All right, the huddles are down there. Jake Hines is, we'll get a report from Chris in a moment, but I can see that he's quite animated. Adrian has talked to his North Launceston players, Adrian Smith, and they are now heading out to their positions. They'll be so happy with that quarter. I mean, they would have been a little bit nervous at halftime. Anything can happen, but they backed themselves in that quarter and they really took the game apart. It'll be interesting to see what Jake Hines said to his troops there at three-quarter time. Chris, he looked quite animated.
Yes, he was. You got to feel for him. I mean, it's so exasperated. They're so close. He said that they had it in that quarter, and they could have gone on in that quarter and hit the lead, and they just let their opposition back in. He was very disappointed. But he said 30 minutes to go. He did say we are going to meet them again. He's saying we're going to meet them in the grand final. They are vulnerable. We know how to beat them. We can beat them, if not today, in the grand final. So it's interesting they've already got next week sewn up, he reckons. So it's, we'll see how they go this quarter.
Thank you, Chris Sayer. Stats to three-quarter time. Thanks to Damien Donnelly and Darren Lovell, the Launceston stats guys. Zach Morris, 28 possessions, and with 7 in that third quarter. Brody Polfreman, a bit quieter in that quarter with 21. Jaden Hines with 19. Lucas Wooten, as he had a good game, he's got 17 possessions. Ben Hyatt, 14. Wilkinson, 14. And Gillow with 12. The possession winners. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Last quarter action coming up. Here's Rob Soward for City Park Radio Sport.
Berth in the grand final up for grabs, and it looks at this stage like North Launceston have got that stitched up. The quick takeaway. Stingle takes it off Lee's hand. Inside 50. Gives them a look at it. Bombers is dangerous as always. Launceston hold them up on this occasion.
Positional change, Rob, straight away. Conway has gone in defence. So I'm not sure where Morris is. I think he's still in defence. And young Schoenmaker's pushed up to deep forward.
Thanks, Dave, for that good pick-up. It's they'll be throwing the magnets around, if not to save this game, to obviously look at something that they might have up their sleeve for next week or potentially a rematch. Leary knocked off it. Regathers, loses it again. Jaden Hines, been one of their best. The Blues takes it away. It's a dangerous kick, and it's picked off by Sam Simpson. Always dangerous. You've got to take risks, I know, when you're down by 6 goals or so, but taking that risk there, Simpson picked that off when the ball got switched, and he'll line up for a shot on goal about 35 metres out, slight angle. Sam Simpson. Pretty amazing to think that you're playing in a side that hasn't lost a game for nearly, over 2 years, you'd sort of think, wouldn't you? Moves in. Pushes it. Just on 2 years, actually, wouldn't it? Kingborough beat them in the grand final 2 years ago. That'd be the last one.
That's it.
North Launceston get the score underway in this last term. They move on to 9 goals, 1973. Launceston 4-4-28. Played a minute and a half. Over to you, Dave.
Switches the play there towards Simpson. It's off the ground. That might be Polfreman. Is that out of bounds on the full? Tony, talk to us. You can see
yes, it is. It's been paid.
Avent kicks inside 50. They set themselves. Chug front position. Laser tackle on Jaden Hines. Tell you what, that's might be holding the ball. That was tough there from Declan Chug. Bit of afters now. The 219s go at it. But Declan Chug flew for the mark, and then when the ball spilt to Jaden Hines, straight away latched on. And we're going to get 50 here. Yes, I can see Tommy McEntee. I think he's going back to the goal square. So this will be a soda now for Declan Chug, who's kicked 2 today. He's kicked 43 for the year, soon to be 44. Chug right in front. To make the margin over 50, it is 10-19-79. Plays at 4-4-28. 3 goals to Declan Chug. Now, Rob, before I hand over to you for a comment, Chris Sayer said that we're going to meet them in 2 weeks' time. Okay, it's still to be decided, but if they do, they don't want to go in knowing that's a 100-point margin or an 80-point margin last time they met.
No.
They want to be a 30 or 40 point margin.
Absolutely, and the only way you'd accept a big margin like that was if you took some players off and rested them. Now, I'm just watching Pfeiffer here. He's copped a knock on his leg again. The other thing too that would be worrying Launceston, whoever they play next week is going to face a beat-up side. There's no doubt about that. So, tall guys don't grow on trees. We've talked about their back line. There's a lot of work to be done yet. But as you say, Dave, they won't want this to get too out of control. Ball back in the middle. Farquhar, he's been good today. Up against Lee, who's always good. Avent, he's in the thick of it, as usual. They just have winners all over the ground, North Launceston, which makes them so hard to play against. Lee, good as a kick, belts at 30 metres. Ball bobbling round there. Player running onto it. Is it going to sit for him? It does. Jackie Avent kicks it straight to Dean. They don't get any shorter as the game goes on. Ollie Dean kicked a nice goal just on three-quarter time, and on this occasion, beautiful work there from Avent, picks him out almost at point-blank range, you'd think. All Northern Bombers at the moment. Oliver Dean moves in, addresses the ball, pushes it.
He's got it.
Sneaks it in though. His second of the day, Oliver Dean. And they move on to 11-19-85. Launceston 4-4-28. Dave Moore, what's your read on how this is unfolding?
Well, my read on Oliver Dean is that, it's a lovely day here in 2 weeks' time, and the delivery he gets from the midfield from North Launceston, he's going to be a real factor. And talk of VFL team, he's a guy that's developed over a long period of time, a great pair of hands. He looks like an athletic, tall forward. He looks like far be it for me to compare him to Sam Darcy at the moment, because obviously Sam is a superstar, but Oliver Dean reminds me a bit of that way he moves. Long extension of the arms, and I can see a big future for that young man there. From the middle, comes towards Cox Goodger, handball over top from Wooten, ends up with Jake Hines. He goes sideways here to Jaden Hines. This way, that away, on the right foot. Kicks up here in the Bailey Gillow direction. He leads out. Might have got a shove from behind by Bales. That's how the umpire sees it. Play on now to advantage. Wilkinson kicks to attacking 50. Schoenmaker front position. Over the back, it's all the Northern Bombers. Bennett to Connor Young. And his father is Wooten, who gets to 50. Lucas Wooten launches on goal. Who need a bounce. He doesn't get it. One behind. Just their second behind since half-time. 4-5-29. Plays 11-19-85. Theo Ives in defensive goal square. Cruises out now. Will go long to the wing. Target is Toby Callow. Gets to the ball. Probably should have taken the grab. Falls to the ground. Callow on the follow-up. Works hard. Scoops it back to Connor Young. Ball spits out. Blues a chance. Hunter McGee's got it. Loses control. Beautiful handball from Palfreyman to Wooten. Now to Lenny Faulkner. Kicked the first goal of the game for the Blues. Ball's short. Punched out of bounds. It's 85-29 here at UTAS Stadium. Here's Rob Soward for City Park Radio Sport.
Yeah, it's interesting. You really hope Launceston get a couple back if they get through next week for this rematch, because they'll be a chance, but there's got to be a lot of water under the bridge till then. Boundary throw in. Deep in the Bombers attack. Lee, clever tap. Cox Goodge is there on the ball, and Hines is on the ball. That one's out on the full. And Cox Goodge is there right, Johnny on the spot.
Just a comment, I've heard Jake Hines in situations like this when they've been behind against North at three-quarter time, and he said, I'd rather we lose by a lot and try a few things, or rather than just go defensive and try to limit the loss. So it'd be interesting to see what changes they do.
Oh, Cox Goodger tries to get around Bailey Gillow, can't do so. He does now. There's a bit of strength there from the veteran. Out of Palfreyman, handball. Hyatt tries to get it to Jake Hines. Over the head handball to Wilkinson. He's on the boundary line. Centering kick to the hot spot. Schoenmaker's there. Almost takes the mark. Spills there. Jeffrey's off the ground. If that's advantage, that's a goal. Is it advantage? Or is it a free kick to North Launceston? It's a free kick to North Launceston. There you go. In the marking contest. It's going to come back to Fletcher Bennett.
It's a good point Tony just made, though. I mean, again, they've got to try stuff, because if they get a rematch against them doing what they've done for 5 times, hasn't worked. You've got to find something that's going to work.
Bales now, worm burner into the centre of the ground. Clean bowls, Tane Thomas. Leary, how did he control that ball? Beautifully done with the one hand. Basketball style, says Tony. And Bales is caught with a footy. And it's going to come back here. Free kick. I think it's Oliver Atkins there. Defensive side of the centre circles.
Atkins. Got Jaden Hines. As I said, he's had a good game. Gets around Gibson. Loads it up. Sends it forward. Under pressure, Hyatt. Like Bailey Mitchell's worked today. He's worked hard. Delivered a lot of pressure. Boundary throw in front of us. Approaching the 9-minute mark. North Launceston 85, Launceston 29. Ruckman slips over. Wilkinson got rid of him. Lee slow to get up. Quick inside 50 there. Price sends it in. Jake Hines with strength. Jesse Price, nice work from the youngster. Sends it in, and Hines gets on the end of that. 1 goal to his name today. I'm North Launceston. I'm probably bringing Alex Lee off if it's me.
Yep, he's a bit proppy, but he seems to be moving okay.
Yeah.
He's got 2 weeks off.
He has. I'm just being a bit protective. Jake Hines moves in, should make no mistake. Whacks it into the post. So that probably sums up Launceston's day a little. Nice gettable shot there. They move on to 4-6-30. North Launceston 11-19-85.
It comes out from fullback towards Gibson, who takes the mark. Started the year in the 2s, worked his way into the seniors, kept his spot. Nice kicking out of Lee, he's moving better. He kicks to half forward. Beautiful kick for a big fella. Lands in the lap there of Declan Chugg. He launches to the goal square. They fly. Callow takes the mark. Toby Callow set himself beautifully. He's got a good pair of hands. And he took a strong grab right in the goal square in the middle. And he's going to go back and kick his second for sure. The Invermay Park end. Toby Callow, the best players this year in the Tassie Devils, kicks the goal for North Launceston. And they're out now to 12 goals, 19-91. 10-goal margin now. They lead Launceston 4-6-30. I think the margin might have tightened up a little bit at NG Stadium, Rob.
Groups will be getting nervous.
Yeah, and so will Tony. So
I forgot you're a Hawks man, Tony.
Got back to 18 points. Oh, it's back to 6 points. So
what?
13-7 to 12-7.
He might be having a bit of fun with you.
It's no, I'm not. 6 goals to 2 in that quarter.
Oh my goodness, how long to go?
1 full quarter, so plenty of time.
All happening. Won't be that sort of miracle here, though. North Launceston out by 61 points. Ball goes up in the middle, 11 minutes, nearly 12 minutes, just over 11 minutes gone. Last term, Launceston, take it away, send it inside 50. McGee knocked off it by Mitchell. Back towards Jake Hines. Can he make amends? No. Picked up this time by Wooten. Shot on goal, and he's missed.
Just got that touch of class, Wooten, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Just to get through traffic.
Yeah, I like how he goes about it. He's got some potential, that's for sure. But they just haven't been able to match the Northern Bombers today, particularly in that defensive end of the ground.
Got the lights come on.
Yes. Wooten, in May, he's in the mix to be drafted, but he's another one I think that the VFL would look at next year.
Yeah,
this is state.
There's a stack of these young players who are only going to get better with that exposure, to the training, the opposition, the whole support that goes with it. Bombers move it on quickly, as they've done most of the game. Opportunity here. Kerr goes inside 50. Beautiful mark. They just do that too easily. You can hear the Northern Bombers supporters through the effects mic. Alex Lee, fan favourite. And I know that he doesn't get too many of these, so he doesn't mind a goal. The big fella. NTFA co-captain, state representative, premiership player, done it all. Alex Lee off a couple of steps, No problem at all. Another one to the Bombers. They move on to 13-19-97. Launceston 4-7-31, Dave Moore.
Yeah, they've kicked 4 goals, won this quarter. So, the inaccuracy, I think, flattered this margin at half-time and three-quarter time in particular. So now they're starting to kick straight. We can see them lengthening out this lead. And it's now to 66 points. Tony, got some key stats for us.
Yeah, inside 50s, it's actually 6 to North to 5 for Launceston.
Okay.
So that's, they're kicking goals. Launceston aren't. Launceston's defence is just looking very tired, I've got to say. Marks inside 50. North have got 4 for the quarter to 1 for Launceston.
Okay, so they're taking control of this contest. Good spread of goal kickers too, Rob. When we look down the sheet from the centre bounce, Wilkinson now having a run on the ball. He kicks inside 50. Ives there with a big fist. Sees the ball go high in the air. Out it goes to Simpson. He works hard. Bailey Gillow. Little handball. Price. Hunter McGee. Ran into a brick wall. Called Riley McHenry. He's caught holding the ball. Bit unlucky there. Didn't have a lot of prior opportunity. So McHenry goes sideways. Connects with Fletcher Bennett. Thinks about the handball. Cruises outside defensive 50. Hit up play there, Bo Nash. He goes the 45 kick. It's a beauty into the centre of the circle of UTAS Stadium to Sam Simpson. Another 45 kick. It's Jacob Kerr. Plays on straight away. Man in space inside 50 is Ryder Bug, who takes the mark. He could become the 8th goal kicker here today for North Launceston. He's kicked 11 this season. Made the switch this year from South Lonnie to Launceston. Tassie Devil representative, the youngster. As the sunlight is just about completely dissipated here now at UTAS Stadium. Last rays in the distant hills. Ryder Bug gets himself a bit of extra distance with the kick. Falls a bit short. And there might be a free kick here. It's going North Launceston's way in the marking contest. Just have a look at that again if we can. But it's going the way of Toby Callow. He's kicked a couple today. It's a tough shot. It's right on the boundary line. Man on the mark. Can touch that right behind post. Kicks towards goals across the face. Avent's there. Now he might have been infringed. He was in the marking contest. So on the other side of the goal square, it'll be Jack Avent. Kicked a goal in the third quarter.
He's the right footer, so this will suit him if he runs around a bit.
It will. He stayed with the Bombers over many years now. He and Cox Goodger have experienced many highs here at UTAS Stadium.
Here he goes.
Snaps and goals. Yep. Jackie Avent. Another goal for the Bombers. They lengthen their lead out once again. 14-19-103 to 4-7-31.
I'm just going to address the point that both of you made earlier about margins, and I agree with you both. Dave, you were saying how demoralising it can be if that margin gets out too far, and Tony made the point about Hines trying things. I think if you're a Launceston player and you know that at the moment you're trying some stuff, you've got some different looks, you've got Wilkinson playing through the middle, you've got some different things happening, the margin's not going to matter as much to you, whereas if you're absolutely fair dinkum, everyone's where you want them, and you get pumped, well, that's when it messes with your head. So
yeah.
I don't think you lose anything by trying different things, because at the end of the day, if you get beat by a point or you get beat by 100 points, you're still back next week, aren't you?
Absolutely. Back in the middle of UTAS Stadium, Jake Hines, quick kick inside 50, chance for the Blues. Gee, that North Lonnie defence have been so firm today. There's 11 scoring shots for the Blues. Here they go, though, with Wilkinson. Gillow, smart, gets on the left foot, kicks to the goal square, won't quite make the distance. Good play there from Lockie Mitchell, and it'll be a behind. Rob, I'll get you to take over. I've got to turn the lights on here. It's getting a bit dark.
No worries at all. I thought you meant the lights at the ground. I was going to say, yeah, does it all, Dave Moore here, folks. He's running the light switches here. It is getting dark in the commentary box. Great to see that daylight extending out, though. What are we, 20-6, and still got a bit of light out there. Long kick out of defence. Good mark taken on that occasion by Oliver Dean, tallest man on the ground. Sends it back inboard. Finds Leary. Moves it on quickly. Got Cox Goodger. Leary to Cox Goodger. We've called them a lot today. Cox Goodger sits it up. Makes his forward teammate work. Alex Lee again. You hear that enthusiasm coming through the microphone. The last thing a ruckman would want to do would be to sprint like he just did then.
It was a good lead, though.
It was a good lead. He'll be telling Smithy he needs to play forward all the time, I reckon. We joke about that one occasionally at the gym. Alex Lee always makes sure he's best prepared. Strikes this one nicely. Going to not quite get the trip in the square. Lots of bodies around the footy. Going to sit, spill. Will that do?
I think he's missed it.
Oh,
Jackie
just
Avent.
missed it, Jack Avent. He was Johnny on the spot. Takes him on to 14:21.04. Launceston 4:8:32.
I talked about Oliver Dean before. I mean, that's the other thing he adds to the team. Not only is he a great full forward, he can chop out Alex Lee in the ruck. And as he is now, and take grabs like that. No, he didn't quite take it that occasion. Out to Stingle. He kicks towards the goal square. Good thump from behind by Jaden Hines. Falls to the front of the contest. Bo Nash couldn't quite take it with him. And we'll get a ball up 30 metres out from North Launceston's goal. We're playing out time here now in this last 10 minutes or so. This quarter, the Bombers have kicked 5 goals, 2. They kicked 5 goals also in the second quarter. 10 goals to 0 since half time. As Ryder Bug tries to escape the contest. He might be penalised here, he will. Umpire Tom McEntee says holding the ball.
Can you see many changes, Dave, for North Launceston between now and the grand final? Have they got players to come back in?
I think they're pretty much at full strength. I stand corrected on that, but I'm pretty sure they are. I can't think of any key players that are missing. Text me if you know any of them, please.
Yeah, I was with you. I couldn't think. So
Millwood gets it to Wheeler. Defensive side of the centre square for the Blues. Long looking for Wilkinson. Spills to Jake Hines. Sums up his options, then decides to kick himself towards half forward. Oh, they don't go, and Theo Ives takes an uncontested mark at half back.
Theo Ives shifts play to the far side of the ground. The Bombers can raffle it, and they do. It's Young. Copped the knock early, came back, was okay, the vice-captain. Connie Young, proud history here at this club. The Young family. Back out our way. Bailey Mitchell. Just nice and controlled. Lockie Mitchell's working for him further afield.
Theo Ives is cramping.
Riley McHenry takes the mark. He's done a fair bit of work today, Theo Ives. It's been good work from him in the defence. Back towards the middle. Nicely done there. Bo Nash called him a few times as well today. Held up outside 50. Launceston defence holds firm.
Giants have hit the front at NG Stadium by 1 point.
Seth Pfeiffer that was.
Plenty of time to go.
Oh dear. Nervous Hawk supporters. Clever tap there from Dean. Gets it back. Too high, says the umpire. On Seth Pfeiffer. Oh, sorry, Brody Paul-Freeman that was. Pfeiffer was in the earlier contest. Paul-Freeman shifts it to the far side of the ground. Wilkinson was under it. Bombers, Launceston come away with it. Jaden Hines sends it inside 50. Got the sit, can't quite take it. That was Hyatt.
Might be deliberate.
Asking for deliberate. Umpire says no, throw it in.
Oh, that was lucky. That was a shovel out. I reckon in the AFL that would have been deliberate every day of the week. Anyway, got away with it. Bounty throw in. The Blues inside 50. How many this quarter for the Blues inside 50, Tony?
8.
8, okay.
8 actually, but they haven't really done anything.
No, it's the one behind.
A lot of them been sort of
Quite
got
shallow.
no further than 45 metres out, you know.
Dean takes it out of the ruck, releases a kick up here towards Bennett. Conor McCormack shepherding in the marking contest. It'll be a free kick to Fletcher Bennett. He's looking for the switch, and he goes there now to Conor Young. He can go to McHenry, and he does so. McHenry takes it in the left back pocket. McHenry gets around McGee. Good work though, McGee puts him under pressure. Forces a handball to another player under pressure who's tackled. And we'll get a shot on goal here from Presnell. That jumper change, he's got the 29 on. Rob will give us a 3-2-1 post game. Bit tricky. A lot of players have contributed, especially for the Bombers, especially since half time. So Lockie Presnell, we're right behind this one. Now cameraman Hamed Get a great view of this shot on goal here from Presnell. Kicking to the town end for their 5th and their first of the second half. Fades away. Stays in play. Stingle for the ball. Just cruises out of defence now. Lovely kick to Avent, who rises high and takes the mark. They can launch something here, the Bombers. He has players streaming right and left. Goes to Bennett, who can run on. Has to stop and prop now under pressure. Gets the kick wide to Jake Nash. So touchwood, no injury concerns out of this game for the Northern Bombers. Might get down to Chris for an update in a moment. We haven't heard from him for a while. And they will have a clean bill of health going to the grand final. Kick now to Connor Young. Is good from Bennett. Handball to the fellow helmeted Jacob Kerr, who kicks, beautiful kick here to Callow, who takes a mark. Probably too far out to score. He's got McHenry going past. He ignores him. Callow decides now to go on goal. Has he got the leg? Falls a little bit short. Goes through for a behind there, 21st. 14-21, 105. North Launceston, the Blues 4-8-32. Chris, you got something for us?
Yeah, Will Gibson's got ice on his left ankle.
Okay.
Same one he had strapped earlier in the game.
Probably precautionary, I'd say.
I think it's precautionary. And Theo Ives is cramping up. I think these players will appreciate the week off.
Absolutely. As the kick comes out to Wooten. Rob continues to do his homework here on the 3-2-1. He's quite scientific about it, I think, looking over his shoulder. I'll keep commentating as it comes out now to McHenry. Goes wide here looking for Leary. It goes out of bounds. In front of the scoreboard, which reads North Launceston 105, the Blues 32. Anything statistical you can share with us there, Tony?
Not really. The hit-outs, Alex Lee's going further away. He's got 8 for the quarter to 2 for Launceston, so Farquhar's gone right out of it. Clearances 1 to North, 3 to Lonnie. Inside 50s 11 to 8.
Okay.
North's favour.
Rob's finished his homework, so he's back on guard here.
Taken out of the air. The umpire's going to go again. 25 and a bit minutes gone. 14-21, 105 North Launceston. Launceston 4-8-32.
Now the Hawks in front by a point.
Look out. That'll be something to see later on. I'll be watching that on the replay. Neutral observer. Obviously just getting ready for the Tigers Premiership in 2030. Bombers have got it inside 50. Kerr loads up. Goes wide though. Sneaks it in for a behind.
Just quickly, some of those other scores today. We saw Hillwood win through to the Division 1 Grand Final in the men's. It was Bridge North in the Division 1 women's.
Yep.
And it was Perth in the Division 2 men's as well. So congratulations to those teams.
Perth Reserves also got up over Campbelltown, so they'll play Evandale. That's be a ripper, those two towns. Great rivalry back to the S. Deloraine days, Dave, as you'd remember. Long kick inside 50 here from Nash. Time running out. Beautiful mark!
What a mark. That's Oliver, is it?
Oliver Dean.
It is.
Dave Moore has tantalised us.
That's what he can do.
Dave Moore has tantalised us. He said, fine day in 2 weeks. And this young fellow could have a picnic, and you just saw then. What a beautiful mark.
It's the old-fashioned pack mark. I love it.
Yep.
But no, honestly, he did really have a good look at that. And, took a fine mark. See, he finished his work here with a goal. He's kicked a couple today.
Yeah, and, this would be also throwing all sorts of scares through Launceston if they get there, because they don't have too many 6'8" defenders. Dean moves in, approaches it beautifully, deserves a goal, kicks the goal. Great work, Oliver Dean. That's his third.
Yep, and risk of repeating myself. I'd love to see him stay in Tassie next year and be part of that VFL squad if he gets selected, because if you get a good midfielder, you get a player that size with a good pair of hands. We know in the AFL at the moment they can be quite dangerous. So lovely mark from Dean. Yes, Tony.
That was the 7th inside 50 mark this quarter for North. Prior to that, they had 10 for the whole game, and I think Dean's taken about 3 of them.
Yes.
And that's picking up that VFL side. I'm delighted that they're in for the full season. I think where they're playing every week, it's only going to hasten the development of some of these young guys where, they've got the best midfielders kicking the ball, but they've also got to work harder against the best players.
And playing all around the state. So
Absolutely.
We'll get a look at them here. Dial Park, no doubt, and also down south. That's great as well. As Hines now. Takes it from the centre clearance to Wilkinson, who does well. Kicks inside 50, but Bailey Mitchell's going to get back. He's only a forward these days, but he's having a run in defence at the moment. He takes a defensive mark 40 metres out from his defensive goal. 28 minutes gone. We've had 6 goals kicked in this last quarter, so maybe a minute or two left. Bo Nash now, lovely searching kick to Stingle. Lifted his work rate since half-time, been good. Chris will get an interview on ground, completion of the game. As Kerr now takes it on the wing. It's a handball from Lee. Kicks inside 50. Leary front position, thumps it down. Front and centre is Tane Thomas. Gets it back here towards Avent. Handball, Chug for another goal. Declan Chug. Offline, 15-23, 113. Plays 4-8-32. Declan Chug 3 goals today. Maybe a key player in a couple of weeks' time, no doubt. Got a fair bit of firepower up there now with Cox Goodger, Leary, Chug and Dean. Defensive goal square. The dying moments of this game. It's 81-point margin. It was just an 8-point margin at half-time if you just joined us. Player shoved out of the contest there was Dean. He's going to get a free kick in the centre of UTAS Stadium. Over to you, Rob.
There's a siren.
It's all over.
North Launceston, the first side through to the grand final this season in the Premier Division. 15-23, 113 over their crosstown rivals from the West Tamer Launceston. 4-8-32. I'll quickly go through the goal scorers. And it's all been North Launceston as you'd expect. Oliver Dean 3, Declan Chug 3, 2 to Brad Cox Goodger, Brandon Leary, Jack Avent, Toby Callow and a single to Alex Lee. For Launceston, not too much movement on their half-time goal scoring list. Jake Hines, Angus Jeffries, Lenny Faulkner and Ethan Conway. And just to put that into context for you, gentlemen, North Launceston 11 goals after half-time. Launceston, no goals after half-time.
Yeah, just a complete domination. You know, you and I are discussing on in there, Rob, about, North Launceston, they were at some stage going to put the foot down and Lonnie would have to meet that challenge. And they weren't able to. North Launceston started to kick straight. They got a line share of the possession right across the ground. Their on-ballers got on top. And they started converting opportunities up forward and they kicked 11 goals to 0 in that second half. Try and get a word here with one of the North Launceston players in a moment. Chris is circling. Tony, we'll get a few stats and I'll cut across you.
Sure.
When we get that interview.
Yep, sure. Hit-outs, 42 to North Launceston, 24 to Launceston. Clearances, 22 to North, 16 to Launceston. Inside 50s, 64 to North Launceston, 28 to Launceston.
Pause, Tony, as we've got Chris Sayer with Declan Chug.
Yeah, g'day, Deck. It was only 8 points at half-time. That second half, what a great second half.
Yeah, pretty happy with that. The boys, we were a little bit disappointed going in at half-time. I don't think we took our chances and we made a point of that and we probably weren't tough enough, so we come out after half-time and, they responded really well. Yeah. 3
goals yourself. Be happy with that game?
Yeah, not too bad. Just do what I can for the team.
And having a tall fella up like Dean up front must be a luxury.
Oh, it's super handy. There's not many taller than him in the comp, so if we can get it into him and get to his feet and kick some goals, it's nice. It's luxury.
So you got a week off. That was a tough game. There was a lot of knocks and niggles. So you guys will really appreciate the week off, aren't you?
Absolutely. I'm looking over at the boys now. There's a bit of cramming going on, a few ice packs. So I think we'll love the week off and rejuvenate for the granny.
Yeah, and probably a good chance you'll meet this side again. Now, they had you at half-time, so you can't take them lightly, can you?
Absolutely not. They're a class outfit, and got to be at our best to beat them. So we'll lock in this week, and good week on the track, probably train Saturday, and then, go into the granny.
Right, look forward to that. Well done today. Thanks for the chat.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thank you, Chris. Great interview there with Declan Chug and the leadership group there of North Launceston. He'll join his teammates now, and I'll get a good round of applause coming off the ground. Tony, let's pick up your stat.
Dylan Farquhar, Brody Palfreman, Bailey Gillow, and Zach Morris, I thought were all contributors. Certainly tried their hardest. For North Launceston, they had guys that played in and out of the game in terms of not necessarily always four-quarter performance. I thought Cox Goodger was terrific. Stingle, Brandon Leary, Declan Chug, Jack Avent, Harry Bales, Oliver Dean, amongst their better players. Mine, Fletcher Bennett, I liked his work across the back. 3, 2 and 1. I'm going to give one vote to Zach Morris. We saw his statistics till three-quarter time, and to be doing that in that defensive role, that margin would have been far worse if it wasn't for him. The 2 and the 3, I mean, you could raffle that for some of those Northern Bombers players. I ended up going 2 votes Jack Avent. I thought his game, couple of goals, and his involvement was excellent. And he's been shaded by the skipper for mine, Declan Chug. I thought he kicked 3 good goals. He was instrumental in others. He went up onto the ball at times. But in an even team performance where a number of players were certainly thereabouts, there were some players that certainly could have considered themselves stiff. Brandon Leary, I mean, I think, as I said, we didn't keep his behind stats. He might have ended up with 5 behinds to go with his goals and his involvements. But 1 vote, Zach Morris for Launceston. 2 votes, Jack Avent, North Launceston. 3 votes, Declan Chug, North Launceston. Looking forward to the grand final in 2 weeks' time.
Absolutely. And as far as our coverage is concerned, we're at Youngtown tomorrow, 2:25. And it's a big game for both teams. They can progress to a prelim final. That's South Launceston versus Longford, the Bulldogs and the Tigers. So be with us for that one. We'll also have the prelim final. Time to be confirmed next Saturday as well. Well, thanks for being with us, Rob.
Thank you.
It's been a big day. We had a couple of big commentaries there.
We did.
And we got through it. Really enjoyed your company this afternoon. Thanks, Tony, also helping us out in both games. Thanks to Chris Sayer there on the boundary, doing a great job. Thanks to Chris Ball and the City Park Radio Studios for getting us to air this afternoon and his efforts in the sports program for our broadcasts. That's all from us here at UTAS Stadium. Don't forget, next week, or tomorrow, 2:25 at Youngtown. Final score here, North Launceston 15-23, 113. Defeated Launceston 4-8-32. See you tomorrow.